here and found things and saved people.
Yes.
I think that sums up everything that actually happened.
Yes, and apparently we didn't give them their stuff back, unless it was obviously poking out of our pockets.
Not that I know of.
Well, there we go.
Why is this? Oh, it's...
Yeah, I made a deliberate effort to avoid any mention of anything that might belong to them.
Yep, and so you did. And so you did. Which now leaves the question.
Where is that stuff that is theirs and we could theoretically could have returned to them but didn't? Where is it? Do we have it?
I think it's all in your loot bag. The thieves' tools, the studded leather, some of the weapons.
Where is that a loot bag?
There's under the character sheets. There should be a section. Should be a little thing like a literal bag. That's called loot sheet.
I have an inventory.
No. Under party, under the character sheets, where everyone's sheet's located. You know, where you can access them regardless of where they're on the map. There's the party token, and then there's the bag called loot sheet. And there's also Inger. You should probably be able to see them, because everyone has observer on everyone else. It's in the sidebar, by the way.
Yeah.
Like this.
I'm looking on the tab that says actors.
Yeah, actors. And there should be a folder called party. You just click on that.
Okay.
Do you not see the brown bag called loot sheet?
Ah, there it is. Cool.
Handsome, ain't it? Also, I think Argus lowered himself down to a place where he really shouldn't be.
Yes, and then I came back up after when you came back with me.
When you could have held your flashlight for you. I think
What
that's
is a
just
flashlight?
outside. I think that's just enough, too little help to count as we're getting a share of experience.
What's a flashlight?
I don't know. It's like when you grab one of those dancing lights, you put your hands around it to shine in one direction.
Makes sense.
Now, if you're smart, you'll take... Actually, things like flashlights would exist. They would just be bullseye lanterns, really. Hell, in Pathfinder 1e, there are... what's it called? You could buy bullseye lanterns designed to put sun rods into.
Yes.
That's a flashlight.
That's how we did it in Curse of Strahd. Everlasting Flame.
Heck yeah.
And a hooded lantern.
That's literally what that spell's for. Point is... Yeah, you've taken care of business. Where do you want to go next? There's a whole dungeon floor here waiting to be explored. You haven't cleared the surface yet, but, you know, maybe you just want to bum around down here. Get those heightened experience levels.
Well, we've let these dummies go, so I
How was
suppose we
our-
can take a look on this floor.
How is our cleric doing on healing?
I am out of healing
Abilities.
juice.
It might be worthwhile to go back to town, fetch your reward, and buy some things, maybe. I don't know,
Makes
that's up to you to
sense.
decide when you think it's ready time for that. I'm not your dad, Mom!
Nah, I don't want to. Let's just keep going. Let's go. If we have one more big fight and we end up injured after that, then we have no way of healing. Then we can come back out of that. But I'm gonna trek all the way back to town.
Now, is there anything dangerous in between the town and here?
Not really. It's like a 20-minute walk. At most, you'll stumble into a fae who wants to trick you out of your wallet, but...
All right, fair enough.
All right. So we're gonna stay down here then.
Yes. Until one of you gets punched too hard.
That's a go-get-'em attitude. Which is the kind of...
I have a question.
Yeah.
If I want to... The only light available is coming from the cleric, I think?
Yes.
Yes.
From Argus? I'm not sure where it's coming from.
It's coming
How do
from me.
I can cast dancing lights. How do I cast that on this side?
You know what? Jihakata can tell you why Dancing Lights is not a spell you want to be casting.
It's
Why not?
basically you cast 4 lights, but you have to keep sustaining them and moving them around.
AKA, it
It-
costs you an action every round to keep it up.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, it is. Also, because it's sustained, I think you also get tired if you use it for more than 10 minutes, which is like, cool.
Okay.
I do not know the use case for this.
It's better to get
All
it
right,
just
I've
to
got
do
a
a burning
torch.
torch
How do I light a torch?
with fire.
Well, presumably your character owns flint and steel, so you just spend a little time and go chick chick chick, and bada boom bada bing.
I'll lend you mine.
That's
But
too big for him.
How do I make it so?
If you
But
give me
right now I can't see anything
if
unless
you,
the light source comes with.
if you swoosh for like 10 minutes, I can actually activate a light source for you. There you go. This is a prison cell where let's just say
Thank
that the
you.
Morlock did not care to clean this place out for the human needs. Stinky. Gross. I mean, to be fair,
Let's.
in Emerald Spire, there's a whole floor I had to skip because one of the players was squeezy around poopy. And the Morlocks they had an alarm system where they would make it stink so bad that you would go bleh, and then they'd be like, ah, someone's here, grossed out at our beautiful smell.
It seems like an alarm system with a lot of failure points that I would never trust. But whatever. All right. So do we want to continue exploring this floor, even knowing as players that it's rated higher level than us, and we're out of heals, or do we want to go back up to the top floor and do more encounters that are maybe more suited to our
Well,
abilities?
character-wise, you would probably be able to tell that the Morlocks appear to be more capable opponents, whereas the Fae upstairs were kind of wimpy. So there is that. Oh, these guys managed to stay up this floor without getting their asses kicked, and they got kicked out. So it's probably safer up there than down here. But hey,
A what?
finally,
Oh.
you missed nothing of importance.
Rain!
Hello. I cursed myself by talking about Wi-Fi. Hi.
Oh, and you're so nice and loud too.
Can you believe? Fan
No.
is out,
It's
so I get to
amazing.
be on speaker. Well, y'all get to
Nice.
howdy.
Another thing that might cue you in on, you know, so far down here seems to be more interesting things to find. After all, gosh, gradations. There's a lot of things you could do. The dungeon ecosystem does not have to make sense, but you get an intuition for it. Anyway, don't stand on top
All
of
right,
Winnie.
so let's do a quick vote. Who wants to stay down here and keep exploring down here, and who wants to finish exploring upstairs? I vote upstairs.
I would rather upstairs.
Same.
Finish
Let's not be
upstairs,
making this
go
one.
but swing by the town, then come back.
Come back when you have a good light source, a permanent light source.
Sounds good.
I mean, you can always check this hallway. Nothing seems to have responded to the sound in this hallway so far. So,
For now.
Mr. Staccato, you are approaching that glowing door in front of you.
Oh, sorry. I thought this was back the way we came.
No. You came through
Whoops.
this secret door down here.
Okay, let's. Yeah, I'm not gonna go back.
No touching the spooky ghost light quite yet. Don't forget to go up the stairs.
There we
Got-
go.
Stop standing on top of Winnie. They're just a little baby man.
Oh, good lord.
All right.
I'm not.
I got stuck on the wall.
Good job. Do you want an applause?
I want to be free.
West.
Oh my goodness. Get in here. Well, you're back up in that moldy old room that you searched through with the fancy spinning bookcase and the giant hole in the ceiling. You know, if you had some tarps and some time and you wanted to clean this place up, wouldn't be the worst place to set up a shop. Bad customer, though, but hey.
I mean, any customers is good customers.
No.
That is not enough customers around to really make business work. Is what I'm trying to say.
Shopkeepers are for paying protection.
Protection from us. It's
Yeah.
like those medieval firemen who would, get you to pay a fire fee so your house wouldn't catch on fire.
Up north, by the way, is the study that eventually led into some sort of secret doorway, and down south is the main hallway that connects to all other places around this fortress.
Mm.
Wait, there's another secret door to the north?
Yeah, you found a secret door up there. Was hidden behind a banner, but it's now the banner's on the ground, all moldy, fell down, etc., etc.
Is this up to the top right?
Yeah, go straight through a wall. Although I think it doesn't. Yeah, if it doesn't. Oh wait, excuse me. There's something weird going on. There's a wall missing here. That's a hilarious mistake to make. There you go.
You've got this.
I imported this. I expected better from you people who made this map. Mr. Staccato. You're standing in front of a secret door that, from this side, you can tell that some sort of lock-picking gear seems to be poking through from the other side.
Is it moving?
No. It's also quite rusty, which should tell you everything you need to know about the condition of... Well, I mean, not hearing anything, so make your own guesstimates. Bucko.
So it looks like somebody tried and failed to come through here a while back. Not impressed with the skill level, but they were trying to get in here. You guys want to see what they got over there?
Unfortunately, Mr. Staccato,
So I'm gonna take
you're gonna have to get Argus to do this one for you, because there seems to be someone slumped against the door, and it's making it a bit too heavy for you to push.
All right. So apparently, I should not speak ill of the dead. He failed his lockpicking attempt because he died while doing it, which is generally a negative contraindicator for success.
He'll probably forgive.
Argus, please open the door. You need someone with leverage.
Sure.
You push the door open and hear the thud of a corpse hitting the ground. The air in this large chapel feels colder and damper than elsewhere in the ruins.
Fantastic.
Condensed beads on the walls run in rivulets across the countless skulls carved into the stone. A mouldering human corpse lies slumped against the wall, his hands wedged into... Okay, so that's the guy he just knocked over. So a mouldering corpse now lies flat on the ground as if he was knocked over by some rude person opening the secret door that he was trying to pry open. 3 short flights of stairs lead up to a wider chamber up north, where a semicircular dais supports an altar of white stone. Beyond it loom 4 stained glass windows, each 20 feet tall, depicting 4 haunting scenes of ghosts rising from overgrown grass towards the 4-pointed star above. Additionally, there's some other corpses around as well. Don't worry about it. They're just corpses.
I would like
I
to
am
investigate what
not
killed the guy
worried.
who was trying to open the door.
Huh.
The way he's suddenly bigger.
Yeah, that's because I think something's going on with Woody Token that they're constantly getting resized again. Woody, stop doing that. You're baby. Baby.
I made myself small again.
No, their default token is set to baby. Well, Argus, this room sure is a room.
That
There's
sure
2
is
mossy
a room.
skeletons that are...
What killed the guy who was trying to poke around?
Let's
to the
take
door?
a la look-see. I have to look up something about some other creatures that are here. Looks like he got torn apart. You know, blood stains on his skin, etc.
There is skin. How fresh are they?
Oh, they're getting pretty moldy.
Gross.
Mr. Staccato, you're able to pick up on these flickering dim lights in the distance. At first, you're like, I need to stop looking at bright lights. You know, that kind of flashing. But it becomes apparent that these lights are, in fact, not just tricks of your eyes being wiggly. That combined with the fact that this room feels colder than it should be. You know, you cross the threshold and suddenly like, brrr.
So I think we probably got another post-mortem situation here. some of the livingly challenged may and may not make our acquaintances.
Since you just stand around for a brief moment, the lights begin to coalesce around the two mossy skeletons in the room.
That doesn't sound safe.
I'm gonna go hide behind the holy symbol again.
The what? Oh.
The walking god member.
The two mossy skeletons begin to rise, animated by wispy flames that tickle the bones into place. They don't seem to be too friendly, especially with how they begin to light up quite brightly. Light pouring from their facial structure. Which is the... Wait, why are you like this? Why are you all crossed out? Oh, because we haven't started yet, maybe? Maybe, that's it. Argus, Igor, and Mr. Staccato, please do not forget to roll your initiative.
I'm there. For some reason today, it takes like good 5 seconds for anything to happen when I click things.
No. Boop. Jiharu! The trickle of the undead has made you twitchy. The corpses slowly begin to arise, with the intent of tearing your friend apart, or worse, blast him with their spooky lights. Boo!
I can't remember if they have. I'm gonna try disrupt undead on them, on the one closest.
You decide that perhaps it may be a skeletal boy, and give him a blast.
Yay.
Let's see. Oh, well, his fort save isn't all what it's shaped up to be. It seems that it is an undead, as the blast of energy causes some of the wisps to flicker out of existence, creating this small hole that fills up, but the rest fades slightly as a result. Roll me some damage, please. I mean, it's only 2 damage, but you know what they say. You know what they say. I mean, at least I constantly like to bully my players about it. Man, if only you had a bard for that +1 damage. Yeah. You still have 1 action left. How would you like to spend it?
Just gonna cast shield on myself. Wait, God, no, I need to bring up the stupid compendium for that. Because apparently I can't use my spell effects on myself.
That's stupidly hilarious. Argus.
There we go.
From
Yes.
the north walks this mossy skeletal corpse, guided jerkily by the flames that nudge at it. It's going to try and spook you. It fails spectacularly. You're not impressed by the large glowing lights that shine through its bones and scatter against the walls.
Unfortunately, a person like Argus would not be impressed by a corpse just walking up to him and going ooga booga.
However, the lights do distract you long enough for it to firmly grab you.
Ugh.
The one that's also next to you, who seems to have a smug expression, if you really want to read into its skeletal visage, decides to use a special ability that it has. Ooh, spooky.
That's interesting. Fortitude. Saving throw.
A big
Right,
blast of
so
light
that's
hits
it.
everyone there, except Witty. You're not part of this. Thank you.
Wait, where's Staccato in this?
Wow.
Well, he's on your space.
What?
Oh,
Hit me with that. You know what? I'm gonna use the session. I don't want to get hit by fucking 4d6 right now.
You have 2
so I'm gonna
hero
use-
points. You should have more, perhaps,
Yes.
if you haven't added the one for the session yet. Spend them at will.
That would be the 3rd one for today, so I'm still at 2.
Inger, Chiharu, Mr.
in that
Staccato,
case-
you also have to roll fort saves because you're also caught in this
I'd like to.
ghostly light.
Reroll this. There we go.
Now, that was well
There
worth
we
the
go.
effort.
That's a success, but not critical.
my God, critical success.
Inger and
Staccato, you might want to reroll that.
Inger, you take 6 damage, and you are slightly frightened. Ooh, those lights. They shine upon your soul with negative energy. stifling
Oh my
happiness. Well,
Okay, so I failed or did I crit?
you crit failed. The DC was 18 and 7 is 10 under that or more.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, I'll re-roll that with my hero point.
Also, it
Also,
gains 3
do
temporary hit
you
points.
assign the damage, or is there a button for us to get the damage?
Oh, there's a button on that, which for some reason Winnie rolled. I guess I had him selected or something. Oh no, wait, am I assigned to Winnie? Is that the problem? Oh, that's the problem. That explains everything. Stop holding on to Winnie. Thank you. I just need to make Winnie a linked token. So yes, there's that 6 damage. You just click on yourself, and then you can click the leftmost button to add the damage to yourself. If you want to, I can do it for you, or you can do it yourself. I leave it up to people to decide. Staccato, that's just a failure, which is a lot better. Mrs. Staccato, for you, it's 4 damage, and also frightened. Well, that's all it could do on its turn. Blasting you with an unholy light, spooky Argus.
Yes. Hold on, I'm trying to load my little reference sheet for the actions. First and foremost, I would like to break out of it. I assume that's either acrobatics or athletics.
You know what confuses me about how that thing is written? Like, obviously, you could have just written it as a basic fort save against 2d6 and then include the weird stuff. Anyway, what do you want to slap? What's wrong?
First and foremost, I want to break out from the grapple.
Excellent. You do know that grapples automatically end at the end of the next turn, right?
Oh, they do. So I am currently
So
not.
unless they maintain it, you're eventually free. Also, I don't think it impedes your attacks. It just makes you easier to hit.
All right, fair enough. Well, does this mean I can actually move now?
You can't move. You're flat-footed and immobilized.
Hmm.
Immobilized just means you can't move from your current position.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Well, I mean, I'm going to hit that smug face off of that thing. Let's hope it doesn't have a smaller, more smug face underneath it. So in that
Bonk.
case, I'm just going to, yes, attack it twice.
What damage type are you using?
These are skeletons, so I think cutting or piercing them would be stupid. So I'll use the only other options I have, which is bludgeoning. So that's the
Karate
one
chop.
attack. Wow, that's the 2. Amazing. That's the end of my turn.
Don't you have like that's 2 actions? What else are you doing?
I know, I have the third action, but if I try to break out, I might actually fail and fall over. But
Okay,
let's try it.
No, you can just attack more. You have flurry of blows. You're a monk. You can make 4 attacks in a round if you really wanted to. There's literally no downside to it.
All right, fair enough.
Hell, if you have intimidation, you could. I mean, I don't know how much you can intimidate a ghost.
No, I'm already at map -8, so.
You know, so you're just gonna sit on your actions.
No, I am going to attack. It's just that it's fish for crits, I guess.
Listen, man, that's.
You can also you could faint, you could you could grapple, you could demoralize.
I
Well,
don't want to because multiple attack penalty.
Well, first, he does not have deception or intimidation. And secondly, athletics is affected by MAP, so. Well, Argus, that's a whole bunch of wide swings. Maybe Mr. Staccato would like to show him how you actually fight things.
Yeah. So I'm going to run up and I'm going to run along the side up Argus's leg and then kick through in between the ribs of the skeleton, landing on the other side. Or, well,
no.
Let's see if I land on the other side.
Not the ribs. That's where he keeps his xylophone. That is a hit.
Does that beat what?
Oh no, wait, that's against
Does
reflex
that
DC.
beat at the reflex?
No, its reflex DC is 20. It moves so jerkily, yet it moves so swiftly.
Quick.
Yes.
All right. So I stop where I am right here. All right. Well then, I'm gonna kind of sheepishly gather myself together and just walk around the damn thing. And you know, screw that. I'm gonna try again. Fuck this. There we go.
Do another cartwheel. Cartwheel.
I'm trying. It's not.
Well, you got a 26 there, which is a crit. So, a round of applause, I guess.
Sweet. Okay. Cool. It's not showing up for me for some reason. Okay. Cool. Then there we go.
Whoop whoop.
All
What's
right,
this have?
now I'm gonna roll. So I finally have panache now,
Good.
and target's flat-footed, and I'm gonna hit it with a finisher. All good things. Uh,
That's a hit.
there we go.
Roll me the ouchies.
And that. Alrighty. 15, and then yeah, there we go. 15.
Bazonga. That left a mark. Despite the fact that this thing appears to be a skeleton, it doesn't operate by your more skeleton rules because all those little puffy flames make it extra puffy. Enger,
Hello.
would you like to do something about the current situation?
Rather, you know what? Yes. I would like to lift up my shield, bang on it with my sword as a nice little, auditive high five for Mr. Staccato trying and succeeding at that thing. And then pop myself over
Thank you,
here
thank you.
for a little, stabbing a doodling.
Handsome.
We know how we feel about stabbings.
Handsome.
Especially that's like focused on parting the spine from the spine.
Well, you sure managed to land a solid blow. Let him have it. Show me the numbers.
Oh, bada bing, bada boom.
It looks staggered now. Some of the lights are flickering in out of existence as its negative energy bleeds.
Hello.
You've one action left if I'm correct, unless you've raised your shield.
Yes, I have raised my shield.
Chiharu, what do you do? They seemed quite vulnerable to your little disrupt spell, but you can do whatever you like on your turn.
Yes. Actually, I want to see how. Actually, nah. I'll stick to guns. Disrupt this boy.
Excellent choice. That's critical failure.
And
Man.
that's maximum damage.
If you targeted the other guy, it would have killed him. Amazing. Why did it only say 7? It's not
Because I
resistant.
hit it for 2 or 3 beforehand.
Oh, no, it's because of the temporary hit points. Okay.
Or temporary hit points.
It gauges temporary hit points. Barrel doesn't count that in the negative number. Well, that sure was one hell of a blast. Yeah, critical success failure on the roll, so it does double. And he rolled max damage, like a champ.
Nice.
Like a champ.
Then shield myself again, because nothing is better than just trying to stay alive.
You know what, Argus? You look like a nice, tasty snack. You're so animated. You're so animated. Chomp.
That's a miss.
Well, you know what? This is... Ooh.
That's a hit.
Nibble, nibble.
That brings me.
The skeleton then swings at the lady beside itself.
Almost all the way down.
Actually, your armor class 18 because you were frightened has gone away. Go away, frightened. That's some damage for Inger. Oof. So you just click yourself and then click the dude with the minus. The first damage
Right.
up.
Did it click or
Yes, there you go. It's taken care of.
there it is? Yikes.
Argus, your damage, please. Oh, taken care of. You just do it by hand. Fair enough. The corpse light, disrupted by positive energies, immediately starts to shuffle towards the origin of its hurt, moving right past Argus, who, by the way, is
That'd
no
be an
longer
attack
equipped.
of opportunity.
If
Oh
you,
wait, no, it's not 5e. Haha.
if you have it, you could have definitely used it, yes, but you don't. It tries to, well, it's going to try and intimidate you for one. Chiharu is a
What
little
is
bit
that?
spooked. That's intimidation.
Wait, what is that target?
You. It's moving towards you. Did you not notice that?
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, whatever.
Will.
Yeah.
It's against your will DC, in case you're wondering.
Okay.
Then it manages to firmly grab you by the collar. You can... Ooh, man. You can smell the mold from its skeletal mouth as it is rearing up to get a good, solid bite out of your neck. Argus, you're no longer gripped firmly.
Yep.
Embraced loosely.
Yeah. I'm gonna step over here and I'm going to try and finish this thing off before it eats our cleric. That's the one.
Our poor squishy cleric.
That's the two.
Just can't hit, can you? You
Yeah,
just need a
not today.
15. You just need a
Just
15.
need a 15. Well, why not? Let's try it again. There. Oh, fair enough.
Mr. Staccato. You're left alone with this guy, but with
Well, no, I'm not alone. I got anger here. I'm going to try to do a flip around this fella, do something clever like run up his clawed arms.
I think the first attack might hit with a flanking, if that counts as flanking.
its AC is normally 17, it will be 15 since you're flanking.
Gotcha.
That's why I said you only need a 15.
Failed once. I think I'll try again.
You know, you never
That's
know.
what I got.
It doesn't have MAP, you might as well keep going for it.
There we go.
I like how you rolled it. Whoop, whoop.
That's like both times I rolled a critical. I don't think you get tumble through does anything interesting on a critical.
Nope, it's just success and failure. Lame.
Alrighty. Here we go. Oh, come on.
Whoop, whoop. Inger, you have a flanking partner now. How great.
Yes, I do. Let's use that.
Inger, don't you have that big +1 mace that we found? Didn't you use that?
The Morning Star.
I don't think I. Yeah, it's not equipped on me.
Yeah, they don't have it in their pocket, so someone else has it. I don't think it
Yeah.
matters, though. Cracks.
I think this hit. I think this, delivered a bump.
Nice.
With that dwarven posture, you give him a bada swing! And bones clatter against the floor. That's where his xylobones are going. You have two actions left, actually. Ooh. You can step over and give that other guy a solid swing if you want to try it. If you're feeling racy. Ooh.
Oh god, let me just drive myself over there. Bonk. And I would indeed like to ram it with a sword to the vitals. Whatever a skeleton has, it passes for vitals.
Misses by 2. If only you had flanking. If only. Chiharu, you're currently firmly gripped. You could try to cast a spell, but don't forget that if it has a manipulate trait, which happens with somatic, there's a slight chance you might fail.
It doesn't say if it does.
It's a DC 5 flat check if you do something with the manipulate trait, and I think that, like most spells, Disrupt Undead has that. Oh, it doesn't have any components. That's great.
Is that just the spell just not being complete, or?
It's not complete. It has somatic and verbal components, so yes, it would incur that
Okay.
DC 5 flat check. But you're
Yeah,
free to
I'm
spend
gonna
your turn
try.
how you like. You can always try to bap it with
Disrupt
your.
it.
You can always try to bap it with your bappy paws. Bop, 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 bop,
No,
bop.
disrupt it.
All right. Let's see what the DC flat check has to say. Unfortunately, you're shaking around so much that your attempt to cast a spell fails. The gestures are too violently interrupted. It is now that the creature decides to get its little bite. Chompy chompy. Hum, 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 hum. Everyone watches as Chiharu gets nibbled into and looks a little pale. Argus,
Yes.
do something! Quick!
Yes. See if I can finish it.
Karate chop!
That's the one.
That's a solid karate chop.
That's
Roll
the
me.
two.
Oof, 2 damage.
Is it still alive?
That is a 9. I need 1 more damage roll. Oh, that is the damage roll. Okay, cool, gotcha.
Yes.
Hanging by a thread, yes.
Mm.
It's just a few. Ooh, that hits. And that finishes it. You are left with nothing as the final few flames flicker out and the bodies stumble to the ground. Clatter, clatter. This was a big boy encounter, which thusly awards you big boy points. Where on the big boy table does it sit? This was severe. Everyone gets 120 points for this big boy encounter.
120.
Yes.
I've almost died in every single combat encounter.
Well, on the plus side, almost isn't quite.
So we're at 8:30.
Probably.
Almost dead is mostly alive.
Marvelous.
All right, let's see what had these. I'm just curious, like, why are these guys coming back? Right? Like, they die, they get killed by something, then they come back, then they try to kill us. Is it just like ambient floating magic, or is there something about this place?
Mr. with the
Also, could we
religion
pop
check.
a few heals?
I can try occultism.
There's
I
listen.
have wisp law.
Did you know that you have a gem who was about to tell you what you wanted to know until you kept saying things? You have a man who's a cleric. What kind of god do you follow? Good boy, bad boy?
Dwarf boy.
If they're a definitive good boy, you could definitely tell that this is like the opposite of what the good boy temples feel like.
Yes.
Ah,
So,
interesting.
you know, that kind of elicits undead and spooky times. As just to say it as crude as possible. For more specific information, you can roll me a religion check, and we can see if you can figure out what the because there are symbols around. Maybe you can identify what god they belong to. You're not sure. I mean, there's a lot of skulls around, but that could be anyone.
Could I attempt?
If you have religion, then sure, you can always give it the old college try. Don't feel bad about not succeeding. It's kind of obscure, you know. You know, it's one of those hipster gods.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the whispering.
What kind of
Way.
symbol does it have? A skull. Do you know how little this narrows it down?
Every entity from beyond always picks a skull as the first choice. Every
Well,
single time.
It's quiet for a moment, so you can definitely take a look around and see what there's worth picking up.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there is like literally a dude who is a thief here. So for that notice, here's the stuff that's in
Yeah,
his
I'm definitely.
First and foremost, he's a +1 rapier. He has 4 delightful daggers. Ooh. A minor healing potion. And a lesser dark vision elixir. And a ring worth a couple of gold pieces.
Is this one of those systems where magical weapons resize themselves to the user?
One size is unfortunately the rule I tend to go by. Because otherwise it gets too silly.
Ah, man.
However, as I mentioned, you can
It
easily
could shrink down.
You can easily transfer runes by buying a rune stone, which are commonly available.
Would y'all mind if I nabbed that morning star?
I think people just recommending you did.
Yeah.
Additionally, one of the fine gentlemen who you just beat up has a gold tooth. If you want to
Hope.
collect that. If you don't, the other one has a nice necklace. The rest of their robes and equipment
I'm
are all
definitely
like...
gonna pry that out of his mouth. I'm gonna stand on his lower jaw and use my yank it out of
there. Well, that seems to be what's on the bodies. The rest of this room is an ominous wind, and the miscolored light coming from the north is a little off-putting to the eyes whenever you look up there. There is that altar on the dais.
That is a good amulet for a cleric.
Probably.
Oh, nice.
That's some good wawa.
So is it okay if I take that amulet?
Yes.
I mean, you're like the guy who benefits from it the most.
Thank you.
Please do.
Don't forget to push the investment. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Technically, you can only do that on a long rest, but who cares? You have all the slots remaining.
Speaking of long rests, I feel like now is probably a good time. We said one more combat that hurts us. We just had a combat that hurts us. I'm feeling a little R&R, feeling a call, a little pile of hay. What do you guys say we head back to town?
Good idea.
I can feel the grave slowly approaching with every time I almost get my
Could we
face
also
beaten
pop
in.
some heals on the way? We do have.
You
the
can
healing
always
boys.
take that 10-minute break to take a resolve point and restore some resolve. Now,
I am
unfortunately,
out of
Chiharu,
resolve
I was
points.
going to point out that unfortunately Chiharu has lost his courage is sinking into his booties, as they like to say. You got a little baby Winnie climbing up on the evil bad god altar. Yeah.
What you doing there, Win?
I'm now an eye height.
He likes being told.
They hold out their hands as if to greet the congregation.
That's adorable.
By the way, you dummies, you always check the altar for secrets. That's where they keep the good stuff.
I'm just gonna reach over and look for a bottle.
What?
They usually keep alcohol under there.
No, what? Roll me a perception check. Let's see if you could find the good stuff.
Sure, why not?
You wouldn't even find the bad stuff. So presumably you just find like a very old. Oh man, is beer one of those alcohols you want to have ripen over a few decades?
I was thinking it was mostly communion wine, but fair enough.
I'm pretty sure communion wine doesn't. Pretty sure communion wine doesn't ripen all that well either.
It doesn't.
Did they have those like holy pastries?
Despite popular belief, it does have an expiration date.
Despite popular belief, most wines have a preferred amount of ripening.
Yes.
The altar, by the way.
You just get like a barrel of wine vinegar.
What does
And that's
grab your attention,
nothing.
by the way, Argus, about this large altar is
Yes.
so it's mostly white, but you notice that the top has this thick film of dust and webbing on it. So that will make you sneeze if you decide to wipe it. But hey,
Hey, chuck me up there.
Sure.
I'm gonna climb up to the top. See what's going on. Yeah, throw me up.
Yeah, I'll pull them up
to where?
to the altar.
Oh, oh yeah, that thing is like twice his height, if not more. Oh, climbing up on the altar, you are standing
That's
in
why
a.
he's gonna throw me.
He can just put you on it with his hands. Like it's twice your height. It's half Argus's.
Okay.
Now you stand in a dusty hellscape. If it didn't immediately end and turn to a chapel after about a foot. If you wanted to, you could probably have your miniature warfares here. Nice snowy
Miniature
landscape.
what?
It's like a. Well, because it's all like dusty and webby, it creates this
Right.
hilly white landscape.
Gotcha.
Anyway, when he clambers back down. And they leave little footprints where they went on the altar.
So, did Mr. Staccato notice anything with that roll?
He just wanted to get put up there. He's up there now.
20.
Yes.
No, I rolled a 20 for perception. I'm looking around.
In that case, your eyesight is fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. And do I see anything?
Well, you see the room naturally. I don't know. The problem is I didn't call for a roll, Bucko. So there's no action tied to that roll. It's a fine roll. Congratulations.
Okay, but
I don't know what you're doing it
we're
for.
looking for stuff. I'm looking on the altar, I'm looking on top, looking around.
You don't have to roll things if you just describe yourself kicking around the dust until eventually you find that there's some stuff hidden under there. You don't have to roll for that. Ba-boom! There's some things under the dust that you happen to notice because Winnie's little footprints have made it kind of apparent, obvious. There's this fancy little stick and this rolled up piece of paper, which seems to be the reason that this altar was not flat in the first place. Luckily, you have a clerk who can immediately identify the items as a scroll of Restore Senses and a first level Heal.
Wand of Heal.
That goes directly to the cleric.
Ooh.
I have no idea how ones work.
You can use them if they're on your spell list. And Abracadabra, Abracazoo, you can use them once per day for free. The second time, you have to start rolling flat checks, and even if you succeed, it goes. They're kind of funny.
Okay.
Actually, let me pull up the rules because I haven't really used them all that much. Casting spells from one to cast a spell must be on your spell list. Since you're the one casting a spell, use your modifiers. Blah blah. Doesn't require material components. Ooh. But you must replace material components with somatic ones. Ooh. If after casting it for it first time a day, you can cast it one more time, overcharging it at the risk of destroying it. You cast it again. Then you roll DC 10 flat check. On a success, it's broken. On a failure, it's destroyed. And if you try to overcharge it again, the wand automatically gets destroyed. No spells cast. So technically, someone could totally just nick your wand and go abraca crack with it.
I mean, they could also just snap it.
Listen, it's way more funny to do abraca crack.
I feel like that would be very illegal doing abraca crack.
Well, you know, again, I mean, it's like the most unsporting way to break
Because
someone's
it's
wand.
abra, crack, dabra. Come on. Obviously.
But then the emphasis sits on the weird syllable. Stompy, stompy.
Abra, crack, dabba. All right. This is fun. I take a moment. I pee into the mouth of one of the corpses we killed. I'm like, I'm heading back to town. Let's go.
You know, that kind of habits is just how you get more ghosts. Just saying. Back to town.
Desecrating evil temples, sure, why not?
Then I'll kill them too.
I appreciate the fact that you're more than willing to accept a divine curse. Thank you.
The numbers seem a little disjointed today.
I think you would like the god this temple is dedicated to Argus, because they really do like undead.
Yeah.
Making your way back. Oh goodness, why are all the text so stretched out? I don't know, but they're still in mostly the right places, so that's all that matters. As you make your way back to town, it's late in the day. It's late in the day. Getting a little tuckered out, feeling it in your feeties, standing on the ground the whole time, uneven terrain. Then you're walking around on moss, dirty roads, blech. Then the swampy smell. Brr. However, as you're just a dude, get out of here, shoo. As you are just outside of Gauntlight, you notice that it suddenly lights up, which you know because you see this massive streak of sickly pale blue light shine above your head down towards town.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Walk faster?
Hustle, baby, hustle.
From a trot to a canter, if possible.
Once you pierce the forest just outside of Otari, and honestly, you suddenly notice just how very irregular this road is. This is not a direct connection, and it's kind of annoying. Once you reach the edge of the forest and can see clearly ahead, you notice that the massive beam of light is concentrated directly on the graveyard.
Should we follow the sign of imminent doom?
Seems important.
We could. We should.
Is it something that we've heard about before? Is it a
Yeah.
real?
Not really. I mean, so far the only person who's even claimed that Gauntlight is on or makes any light was Rin.
Right. Well,
Should we
we
get
can
her on
at the
this?
very least take a look.
Yeah.
You make your way closer. Once you get close enough, you can tell what's going on. The soil of Atari's graveyard roils and churns under the eerie blue light. Eventually, dozens of skeletons and shambling corpses haul themselves free of the dirt. And, Well, for some reason, many of them move southward, which is towards what you know is the Dawnflower Library, and just kind of. You're pretty sure they're not gonna survive that. Some remain in the graveyard, however, and kind of stand around.
Library.
Yes, there's a library down south directly adjacent to the graveyard. There's this blue building. In fact, there's a picture associated with this particular event that I can show you.
You know what? I'm gonna rush there. I'm gonna warn the people that they should probably fuck off from there.
You legitimately do not have to tell people to do that. They know what's up. Oh
If
man,
they do, then that's fair enough.
this is those mythflits in the sinkhole. This is what Gauntlet looks like. Ain't that nice? And this is
Very
what's basically happening. There they go, Geronimo.
That's not great. We should probably. I feel like it's implied in our contract that we should involve ourselves in this sort of situation.
I mean, some
Sure.
undead remain, judging by the fact that several of the town guards are outside and like, "Brrr, this is scary."
Now, when they're jumping down to the library, does it actually kill them?
Yes. I mean, you
Oh.
can't tell from here, but you know the people down there don't seem as panicked as the people up here. So there's probably only just corpses down there.
All right, fair enough. It's raining men. Okay, well, we were hired for this. We might as well just at least create the illusion that we're doing something useful. So let's step in and try to clear the undead in the cemetery out. One at a time, try to draw them out, etc.
For this, however, a map must be loaded. Oh yeah, I didn't do any walls this time because I didn't care. Boop. Boop. Beep. Bop.
That's a lot of green line.
That is a big green light, which I found the spookiest green I could find on a short notice.
Fair enough.
As mentioned, a bunch of the undead just seem to be wiggling around the place with reckless abandon.
Correct.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Well, this seems like a decent enough opportunity. Does anybody mind if I drink one of those potions?
Oh no, I'm gonna drink mine.
Argus, you have resolve left. Why didn't you use that for your stamina? As Inger,
Hello?
you have resolve. You had 10 minutes when you were waiting out back town. And
In that case, I'll bring
Yes.
myself up to 7, I believe.
please keep your stamina full.
Yeah.
I'm going to use mine.
we go.
Yeah,
Thank
me
God.
too.
Frick, interface. God dang it.
When he
All right.
feeling a little stiff after sitting on Argus's shoulder while he was bapping around. He's like, you know what? I'll help out with this. You're also guys are gonna take all night, and I'll never get a snack. I'll never get my sunlight snacks.
I'd like to pick up some gravel off the ground and just chuck it at the nearest zombie to try and draw its attention to me.
What's the magic buttons for this?
What do you mean the
Or
magic?
skeleton.
Huh?
Actually, I should just do this. Bing. Now they all have initiative. They aren't necessarily involved with combat, but they sure can be.
Could you please set it back to what I rolled first time? Or do I need to roll it again?
What's your number?
Mine was 19.
Are we rolling for initiative?
Yes. Please go to the combat tab and clip your button. Combat is kind of fluid here. For the most part, doesn't really matter too much. Just have fun. Skeletons and zombies seem to be mostly distracted for now. They kind of slam into mausoleums and gravestones, unguided by anything. Freshly made undead are silly like that. Eventually, they get a taste for the living, and then they start tearing people apart limb for limb, sucking their brains out with rotten lips. But for now, it's just kind of a comical spin.
Yes.
You know what? Let's not even bother with initiative. Who fucking cares? We'll do this one at a time. I don't need numbers to tell me how to live my life. What do you want to do?
Like I said, I would like to drag them out one by one.
Once you go too close into the graveyard, there's a good chance that they'll notice you. Like they're distracted,
That
but
is-
they're not idiots.
That is fair enough. I'm going to throw some gravel at the nearest one over there.
All right.
Pull it out, deal with that one, and then proceed one by one.
Give me a nice attack roll.
Sure.
You can use your unarmed strike for this. I say that's fair.
That is fair. I do have a longbow, but it's basically the same modifier, so.
It's yeah. Handsome. Well, you don't hit it, but you do get its attention. One of the skeletons will start moving towards you now.
Mm-hmm. The moment it approaches, I'll do the same song and dance as I usually do. Step forward, flurry of blows, step away from it.
Excellent.
Everybody else can probably wait over here behind the wall where it wouldn't see them, so they can bop it overhead. Or I guess it doesn't have a head.
It can have a head if you wanted to.
But yes, I will wait for it to approach, step in, punch it, step out.
Well, go ahead and roll me some flurry of blows to see how that works out for you.
Let's see how that works.
Again,
It's the first attack. I assume that hits.
that definitely hits. And since you're using bludgeoning damage, oh no, you're using your claws against it, huh?
Well, it's the finesse. See, it's versatile. It does all three based on choice. So that would be the bludgeoning. Like I said, there's no reason for me to try and pierce the
Well,
skeleton. or cut it.
skeletons are easily taken care of as long as you don't try to hit them with a sword or an arrow.
Hmm.
So once
That
it
is
gets
fair
in
enough.
close, you get rid of it, and maybe you're a little disappointed. I don't know if you are,
No, I'm not.
considering how there's guards like a few feet back, shaking in the little booties. Like, come on, man, you're scared of this.
That's fair enough.
But that's up to you to decide how you handle the situation. Maybe you're like, I understand. Don't worry.
Let's repeat it again. Let's draw out
Huck a rock,
the
good
ones
sir.
that we see. Yep.
It's mostly because there's a. Okay, sure. Can you roll me some damage? For the rock?
Sure.
That basically
rock.
like a 1d4, effectively.
1d4, sure.
What's your strength modifier again?
+3, I believe. Yes.
Oh. Well, you destroy a skeleton just by hucking a rock at it, so that's working out great for you.
Fair enough. Well, in
So-
that case,
Everyone else
That-
is kind of
because-
watching as Argus is just leaning over this fence, hucking murder rocks.
well, that's how I proceed. What about everybody else? Do you guys
Yeah,
want to
this is
join?
fine.
Or
Nah, you're doing great, buddy. You're doing.
Alright, fair enough. In that case, I'm
you
gonna keep
found
going.
exactly the activity to fit your mental and physical abilities.
Absolutely, yes.
Argus, you get to roll
Well-
me for one more skeleton before I'm going to decide to push the button that says escalate on it.
Sure. Let's try this.
Slam it with my big pappy paws. Go ahead. What's your damage looking like? I think you will always instantly destroy skeletons with a stone, actually. As you destroy these skeletons,
Yes.
the large light, which has been fixated for a while in the same place, suddenly begins to
Mhm.
stir towards you.
Mm,
Once it gets close, you can feel the eerie air that comes from it.
yes.
I don't know if it hurts. I don't think it does. You can kind of stand in and go like, take a shower in this undead stravaganza, baby. Actually, let me just double check that. Where is it? There it is.
Please do.
Gauntlet activate, shines a beam. It makes undead, doesn't kill anything that's in there. Gotcha. But so it's just kind of shining on top of you for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then this, it's not quite horse-sized creature pops into existence. It's a very pretty boy. It's kind of like a crab, if you had to give it a name.
Mm.
More important, however, is that suddenly a ghostly and ethereal voice echoes through the world and provides the skeletons and zombies with instructions.
Do we hear it?
Do you understand Necro?
No.
Then unfortunately, whatever the voice is saying is beyond you. But considering that every single undead immediately turns their heads towards you, it's pretty clear what's going on. And now I think rolling initiative actually has a particular purpose and use. But we're going to play it by ear. Let's go by sides. Argus,
Yes.
you are confronted with a large creature that stands in front of you, made well, mostly chitin. It's also quite oily and slippery. It's scaled too. Ooh.
This kills the crab.
It's also its hands are like morning stars because they're crab claws, but they're also just spiky in all directions. This thing is weird, man. Do something
Gotcha.
quick.
Let's see. You said it's horse-sized. Is it possible for me to jump on its back?
It's medium sized. I'm trying to say like it's pretty wide and big. It's like one of those crabs
in that
from Grimrock, basically.
Gotcha. Well, in that case, I'm going to try to knock it over, and then I'm going to slam the cemetery gate on it. Let's see, climb over it or something, or waste actions.
I don't know if you. Just as a recommendation, generally things that have many legs are difficult to knock prone since they
To
have many
trip,
legs.
yeah. You know what? Fair enough. Well, you know what? I'm just going to attack it. I'm immediately going to step back and close the gate in its face. Fuck it. Let's see. It's a It's a crab. I don't know if it's resistant to anything, but we'll see. Let's see me punch it right into its face. Don't suppose that hits, does it?
Your strike hits the thick chitin and the
Mhm.
scales, and well,
Mhm.
the oil slicks to your hand. It's slippery and slimy like grease. Ugh.
Gosh, fair enough. Well, here's the other hand. Nope. I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna slam the gate shut.
The heavy iron gate, which is well maintained because here at Otari they take care of things, clicks into place. It
Mhm.
probably won't have too much difficulty slamming it back open with how big and strong it looks, but for now, a gate sits between you and it. What does everyone else want to do while this happens?
Hmm.
Uh,
You fellows have ranged
Um,
weapons.
Well, I would like to receive an answer on what the boon
hey,
is
hey,
to
hey, hey, hey,
win some
Rain.
stamina back. You know, the question from a while back.
What?
But I asked, like, how do I get the stamina back?
Oh,
Nothing happened.
well,
Yeah.
that's because a lot of people tend to talk over each other, and I sometimes am dumb.
Yes.
Simple. You can
Oh.
right click. You can do this in two ways. One, on your character sheet in the top left is a section for your stamina points. The current SP section, increase that to max. The other thing you can do is click
Yeah.
your character, and then the top blue box is your stamina. So that's the two ways to do it.
Love that. Well, thank you, bud.
These are the two ways to take care of trouble.
Hmm.
Mrs. Staccato, you had something to say? Well, if everyone just wants to stand here flabbergasted, that's fine by me.
I can't really think.
Yeah, I want to. I'm gonna grab the alchemical crossbow and hand it to Rain and say, "Let's do it. Shoot me at that motherfucker. Shoot me right in his fucking head. Do it. Do it. Do it."
Absolutely. How do we go about this? Uh,
Well, first,
the projectile launch? Yes.
Yeah, I
well,
don't think Pathfinder has rules for this. I think we'll need a DM adjudication here.
you're gonna have to roll me that. What's it called? You know what? Just use your longbow attack to see if you could even get him right on that creature, or if you hit him in such a way that things go poorly.
Okay, so this is the buddy you wish to assault.
We have the big guy behind.
Big guy, yes.
Okay. Oh god, no. Wrong thing. Long bow. Like tie a man to an arrow.
Mr. Staccato, you definitely land on top of him, and then you slide off the back.
All right. Okay.
You certainly
Can I
made
hit
it.
him while I'm
However,
doing that?
as a word of good news, it seems to have completely ignored your presence.
Sweet. So, question. I get panache under a few different circumstances, but one of those circumstances is when I do something crazy and cool. Does being shot out of a crossbow at an undead chitinous monster over a cemetery wall count?
Probably. Go for it.
Sweet. All right. So he's not aware of my presence. Does that make him count as flat-footed or no?
He's definitely flat-footed. Like you know, people don't look at arrows that stick in them for long, so it's like, oh, I got shot with an arrow. Boom.
Fair.
Man, that oil is just mad slippery.
Yep.
All right. But that was a finisher, so I at least get half of it.
Half of the precision damage. Yes, that's 2d6, right? A glancing blow. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Half.
There you go.
You leave a nice scratch on it. It luckily
That would be
still doesn't know you're there, so that's great. You like scratch it on the butt, so it's
suspended.
well. To be
If
fair, it's a big dumb animal.
If it tries to reach to me through like the bars of the gate, I'm gonna try and break its claws.
I mean, you definitely have cover from any such attack.
True.
All right, I'm gonna take a minute and It's an animal. I'm gonna real quick try to figure out what the heck it is.
That's enough to tell you one thing. That sure ain't an animal. To be
Okay.
specific, it's probably an aberration. Judging by how it compounds multiple things that do not logically fit on the same animal.
Okay, I think that's me.
Now, what I will tell you with that roll is that that oil that it's secreting is definitely highly flammable. Like you made a little spark with your rapier when you scratched into it, and it goes like little flares. Not enough to ignite it, but. All right.
All right, I have one more action then, so I'm gonna try to light my torch.
Nice. All right, everyone. Inger still has an action left if they want to do anything. Maybe give your friend some encouraging words.
Absolutely. I would also like to yeet a second shot of the longbow.
Handsome. Roll me that longbow. MAP, don't forget. Ooh.
God
If only
dang
you
it.
didn't have that MAP, you would have hit it. Mr. Chiharu, do you have anything to add to the current proceedings?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm gonna try and shoot it with my projectile launcher thingy.
Awesome. You know, that thing can shoot just about anything, including a torch or bottles.
Oh, fair enough.
Molotov.
Well, that's the round. All the undead take a brief moment to fully compose themselves before all of their eyes glimmer with a light as if they are possessed and move towards you just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much. They're slow little boys. It takes a moment for their brains to go ticky-tick. Ticky-ticky-tick, tick-ticky-tick-tick. Luckily, the zombies are extra slow. One of whom had been banging his head on the wall the whole time. The big, large creature rears up a little bit, forcing Mr. Staccato to quickly dodge aside before he gets crushed by those many legs. Whoa! And then it tries to ram into the gate. The gate crashes open before its mighty claws. It takes one little itty-bitty step forward, Hargus.
Mm-hmm.
And one of its big snippies tries to snip you. That is not a critical success because that's with -5 because it already did an athletics thing. You're grabbed by firm claws. Snip, snip. Luckily, that's his whole turn. It's you guys' turn now. Argus, would you like to immediately retaliate to this bad situation in front of you?
Yeah, I would like to first and foremost just escape from the grab.
Okay, that's against his athletics DC, which is 21.
And I'm going to use a hero point preemptively to add +4 to that. 20.
You're
Nope.
one. You know what? Since it's so dang slippery, I'll give you it. I'll give you it. Oh. Yeah, you probably actually slip out. Now that I'm reeling what oily scales does for it. Okay, you're free. You slip
Alright,
out
fair enough. I'll take it.
from all the grease on your hands.
Yes. In that case, I'm going to. Well, I do have a bandolier with literally flint and steel. Is it possible for me to try and ignite it right now?
Considering that Mr. Staccato already caused sparks by hitting it with metal, you could definitely try to strike it with a melee attack with flint and steel to get that extra swoosh.
Alright, well, let's try doing that. And I'm going to use the last hero point for the session to do exactly that before I step out. So that's +4 to my attack.
Karate
crossed.
chop with flint and steel. That hits.
Yes. Yep.
Roll me damage.
Yep. That's the damage. And I immediately use the action to jump away from it.
A good portion of it has this over it. For a moment, it squirms and wiggles at what just happened to it, and stumbles just a smidge, just a little. Whoa, Mr. Staccato, Hakaru, or Inger, who wants to go for it? I'd say Mr. Staccato was ready to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna take a flying jump. All right, do a backflip on my way up and get the torch on its head and just drag it all the way down its body, make it as much fire as I can, top to bottom.
You
So
know,
should I roll acrobatics or attack or what?
there's one thing I want to point out, because I've been looking at a lot of monster sheets. Is it just me, or do
Yeah.
lots of monsters have, like, really good reflex saves most of the time? It's weird how often that one comes up. All right, well,
They're quick.
yeah,
Should.
you can roll me an attack.
Because sorcerers.
You know what? You can roll me an attack roll, but if you have something like survival, which you know is useful for striking torches, you can also use that. However, since you're dragging a torch across, I'll definitely give you the fire at least. The attack roll is just to see if you manage to aggravate it.
All right, I guess that's just an unarmed attack then, which I don't even have as an option. So I'm just gonna roll a normal weapon and pretend that this is my normal
Actually,
attack roll.
you have unarmed attack at the bottom of your strikes. It's right there.
Oh, hi. Cool. All right.
Oh wow, that actually hits since it's flat-footed. Well, roll me that unarmed strike damage. As you create this wavy pattern across its back, igniting a lot of that. Ooh, oh boy, oh boy.
Nice.
The creature screams in agony as much of its oil has burnt off by now, but it's also covered in burn marks.
Did I do the 10 or did I get the extra for the damage?
Oh, you got 10 twice. You basically got double its weakness damage by aggravated.
Cool. All right, I'm guessing it notices me now.
It's definitely aware of your presence, yes, since you tickled it across the back with a torch.
I just lit it on fire.
Yes, people tend to notice that.
You know, I found that it tends to get people's attention very quickly.
You think you have one more action left, or two maybe, depending on how you did that.
I guess that was just the one action. Yeah. So I got another one. All right, I'm gonna roll to intimidate. Or I'm gonna be like, let's see. I got to think of a clever. It's a real shame how flammable some people turn out to be. Ooh, man, not good. Not that impressive.
Maybe it just doesn't speak your language, or maybe it's just too dumb to understand a good quip when it hears one. Does seem to impress either way. Inger.
All right, I got one more turn. I'm gonna faint. I got one more.
Show me the goods,
one more
baby.
thing, so I'm gonna make it flat-footed.
DC is 19.
Nope. That's me.
Well, Inger or Chiharu, who wants to do something?
Yeah, I mean, I won't mind.
Yeah, you can
Delivering
go
a little
first.
bit of pain. Sure thing, buddy. Okay, so if I were to scoot, mayhap to flank, and if I were to do my best to pin this bastard down so it can't advance
Mm-hmm.
with my longsword, how would that go? Tell me, dice. Like,
Oh, that hits.
I would
That's definitely a big hit.
and I would like to aim those slashes so the flaming slimes has something to seep into.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Marvelous. Well, you do a significant hit. It's starting to look pretty banged up at this point. You know, breathes heavily, moves a bit more sporadically, clackety clack, clickety click.
It is indeed like that. And I think I would like to raise my shield.
Be careful.
If I have that.
Be careful. Yeah. Chiharu, do you have anything to add to the situation?
I can shoot at it with the bow thing.
That you can. Unfortunately, listen, this thing is... The Morlocks are not masters of ergodynamics. Or ergonomics. So this thing is, like, awkward as hell to use. Don't beat yourself up over that.
Yeah. Well, my MAP just will not let me attack it. Okay.
Definitely. All right, the large creature. I think it's got one or two options. One, it can go for Inger, or Mrs. Staccato or Argus. Its mouth begins to froth with some nasty ass goo, It's going to go for Argus, actually, which means that it will try to move and trigger Miss Inger's attack of opportunity. Would you like to take that? You are a fighter, right? Hey, why don't you have it? Okay, let me just take care of that. That's weird.
One second.
Oh, they do have it. It's just not on there for some reason. Huh. Upper. There you go. Now you have it. Inger? Rien?
Hello?
The creature just moved
Hello,
past
my
you.
bug.
It provokes an attack of
Oh
opportunity.
my god. God dang it. Oof.
No,
You're
no.
just robotic.
No, that doesn't mean you
Yeah.
move. That means that you attack it when it starts
Okay.
scooting away.
Okay, yes, please. I would very much enjoy this.
Sorry
And
about
heck,
that.
if you critically succeed, it'll even not get to
Mhm.
do what it wants to do.
Is that a map stab or a regular?
Full MAP,
Regular.
so no penalties, because, you know, it's off of your
Oh,
turn.
yeah. Okie dokie.
Ooh,
Holy hell.
show us the goods.
That is
One off a crit.
indeed
Ooh. Argus, this limping creature comes in close.
Yes.
Get him. Get him,
Its
Argus.
mouth froths, and suddenly it goes all over you.
Disgusting.
As apparently it was fixated on you with its simple little mind. Would you like to make me a reflex save?
Reflex save. Yes, let's try that. Exactly.
Whew, then you get the success one. You only take
Yes.
1d8 poison damage instead of becoming completely doused in something nasty.
Yes. Second, this goes to 0. Fair enough.
Since Chiharu is standing in the back and probably not paying the closest attention to the situation, he would start to notice that the big pale light is beginning to flicker somewhat. You know, like the lighthouse is having some minor issues.
Mm.
The implication's supposed to be that the lighthouse isn't quite operational yet, but wink wink. Nudge nudge.
Yes.
Handsome. Handsome. Thanks for calling it
Well,
dying
tell us
light,
after
though.
the fight.
Alrighty, tidy then. At this point, Mr. Staccato might want to watch his back, because big old Bata Boy is coming on in for battering. Bata.
Hey. Yeah, you can bite me.
Movie.
Oh, that's a lot of boys.
Movie. Moving in closer. It's you guys' turn again. The large thing is almost done for. Your heroics seem to inspire the local town guard to maybe intervene a bit. So you can, if you feel like you're diplomatic enough to speak some words of courage, you could try that. But otherwise, Argus, what do? This thing is right in front of you, and it's puking all over you.
Yeah, well, I somewhat dodged it. I'd like to finish it off. Try to see where the cracks in its armor and then strike there. That's the first. I assume that misses.
That's a miss.
That's the
That's
second.
a miss.
I assume that's a miss. And I'm going to step over here towards the guards, and I'm going to tell them, hey, we've softened this thing up. Do they have spears or something? What sort of weapons do they have?
What are the town guards equipped with? That's a great question. Creatures? No. Where are the town guards? Ah, the statistics for a guard. Bestiary. Don't I have this one prepared? That makes sense if I would. No, only skeleton guards, and I don't think those guys count. Oof, it's loading all of the monsters now, thank you.
That's amusing.
Yeah, it just likes doing that. Here you go, here's a guard. Let's see, they have spears, and they can throw them.
Good. In that case, I'm going to tell them that we've softened this thing up. Use the spears. Attack the weak spots. Attack its weak spots for massive damage. Gosh. And with my last action, I'm going to switch to the to the bow stance.
4 of the nearby town guard are apparently nearby to help out with this.
Yep.
They'll line up their shots and huck their spears at your command.
Yep.
Or at least, you know what? How about you roll me something for this? Do you have diplomacy, intimidation, anything to rile them up a little bit? Because they don't.
Let me see.
They're still a little spooked, you know.
Intimidation, nope. Society, nope. Deception, nope. Diplomacy, nope. Untrained.
You can roll me it anyway, because, you know, you're just trying to get them to do something.
Sure, fair enough. Let's do this.
You're not a very good motivational speaker, Argus.
Of course not.
Chiharu, how about you go first? I think you're perfect for this. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I'm gonna do something risky,
Or don't we all?
but hope. Wait, I'm gonna double check something actually.
Yes.
Not.
If you want to heal bomb them, do so.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, 30 feet of range. Yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
So if
One
you,
action.
let me just draw a 30-foot circle for you here. You don't even. I mean, if you could stand here in safety, if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Stick your arm out a little bit and go abracadabra.
yes, that use the. Oh wait, no, that's 3 action heal.
I'll be gentle and say that you can just use it. Go nuts, kid. Pat pat.
Okay,
You've had a rough day.
and then
1d8
use-
healing. We'll see how that works out for you, Buckaroo. Ooh. Oh, so it's a wrong button. Oh, there's no. Okay, cool, gotcha. I don't know how to. Let's see if I can do this. No, it also doesn't have one. Okay, that's just great. That's a will save. Doesn't work either. Cool. I'll just do this then.
I can just give you my spell DC, and that's 17.
No, I want a button because if I now multi-click them, it rolls them all at once. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Let's see. The talented zombie shambler takes the full 7. However, he takes an extra 5, so that's 12. A blast of healing energy flows over these poor fools and douses them. In naughty, naughty goodness, this big skeletal boy is 24, so that's success, so that's half. Why does my brain take like forever to figure out that it's 3? This guy also takes the full ouchies.
Nice.
The small guy also takes the full ouchies. The skittish skeleton succeeds, so it takes 3. One takes, yeah, it takes half. And well, all this. Oh, this guy takes 3. That guy also took it. Cool, taken care of. Well, that softened him up real good like. You can tell though that the heal energy sort of gets pushed and suppressed a bit by this blast of unholy necromantic stuff that's beaming down on you, but not in a significant enough fashion to impede your blasty juice.
And that also heals Inga.
Yeah. By the way, all the people who are alive, you also get those hit points. All 7 of them.
Will it also heal the creature?
Of course it does. Yes. Well, that's 8. Don't get greedy. So,
I mean, what would you rather have? One creature like not have an
No,
extra.
I'm just confirming. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Staccato and Chiharu and Inger still have some actions left. What do they want to do with their turns?
Yeah. I'm gonna vacate the premises. Seems like an unwise place for me to be standing.
Don't forget to lock the gate.
And try to close this. Try to close this gate. Unfortunately, the gate is significantly larger than I am,
The
so
gate
I kind of
is-
strain at it, flapping my little wings.
Not
to
only
push it
is the gate
closed as
significantly
fast
larger, but the large creature that slammed through it earlier did kind of knock them. Oh, they probably slow. Sure. Go nuts. You take your time and close it up. There's a closed gate now. Inger,
Hello, my friend.
what do you want to do? What do you want to
The marked buddy. Is it? How's it looking?
do? Critical.
Okay,
Sorry.
well then, okay. Oh, sorry.
Because I would like to move here to help Staccato and also to be in range of the thingamabob.
Well, you're definitely in rage, and it's very confused at everything that's happening around it.
I would like to finish it off if at all possible.
Give it a swing if you want to. Maybe you'll swing and a miss.
Ah,
If
dang it.
only you had
Why
a
do-
flanking buddy called Argus. See, this is the
Well,
downside of the hit and run tactic, is that you don't have any flanking ever.
Yes.
Yeah. Alas. Well, I'm gonna give it one more go, and that's gonna be it.
Cool.
God dang it.
I think that's everyone's turns.
Never you.
Anyone have any social commentary on that? Nope. Cool, gotcha. The guards stand by, shaking in their booties. Booty booty. Undead are dumb. Did you know? So the large mass just kind of congeals against the gate.
All I did was move and throw one thing. I've got it. Just one quick thing. Okay. I wanted to throw a grappling hook and kind of secure a rope across it so it's harder for the zombies to get through the gates.
Delightful. Delightful. Do. Sure. You know what? Sure. These guys stumble into the door either way, and you are able to keep them off with your fine rope skills so far. However, you're pretty sure that this iron gate is getting, it's just got slammed open. It's been rattled around a whole bunch, used very roughly. You don't know if this gate's going to stay here for long, and then you'll get sued for property damage. The large, scaly boy is, again, kind of conflicted. It's going to choose between Inga, and it chooses for Inger. And it's going to show you all what it can do with those big, juicy, snippy claws. Or actually, it's going to use its jaw specifically, which I don't know how those jaws are supposed to work. It's got ones on both sides, and it's got that underjaw. First, it tries to grip Inger, but Inger is slick and smooth and avoids deftly. And it tries to go for the bite.
I do also have this.
Let's see. That wouldn't actually avoid the attack.
That's okay. I tried.
Man. 13 damage is what you take. Additionally, you need to roll me a fort save, DC 21, as it injects you with a horrifying poison. Horrifying.
Is this?
Ooh. If only you were a stout dwarf who could take poison on the chin. Ow! My chin! Now that you... Okay, that would put you at Clumsy 1, which means that you're... You know what? Clumsy 1. Where's that one at? There she is. It slams its claws at your ankles to try and trip you. You land on the ground. Ooh! It lifts up those big old quills and plans to crush under them like big hammers. It's everyone else's turn again. What do you do? Quick!
I'll command, or at least attempt to command the guards to throw their spears finally and attack.
Well, they seem to be a little less panicked, and also the fact that Inger's getting hurt. So roll again. Go ahead. See if your uncharismatic character, who is just terrible at public speaking, can actually incentivize these people to try something.
Yes, do something, you dumbasses.
Well, I'll say that two of them are feeling a little bit encouraged. They hold their spears and fire. And one of them actually hits. And max damages. Woo.
Nice work. Well, I assume that is one action, correct?
That is one of your actions to encourage them. And now there's a big spear
All right,
sticking out of
fair
the guy's
enough.
butt.
In that case, I don't suppose I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, right now. So I am going to drop it on the ground, rush in, and try to finish this thing off. So that would
Karate
be a
chop.
flurry of blows. Yep. Let's see. Here's the one.
Oh,
That's
you
not
might just
hit.
finish it. Oh, you're so close. So close.
Here's the other one, but that's a miss. And you know what? Yeah, that's it. That would be the end of my turn.
Inger. The creature in front of you is looking pale and woozy. But you're prone on the ground. You can get up for an
I
action.
would like to... Sure thing. Like haul myself on one knee, then on one leg, and then with the powerful swing of my little dwarven leggies. Ciao.
That hits because you have flanking.
God freaking.
That hits because you have flanking.
Nice.
Oh my god. Mind if
Kabam!
I do that?
Crack that
Does he
lobster.
have flanking? I don't understand.
They have flanking because Argus is on the other side.
We are free.
With a good crack.
Oh,
Argus
sorry.
is not
Okay.
showing up though.
The skull's not showing up. That's mean and naughty.
Now, apparently my token isn't showing up for them.
Well, Argus is right there, and I'm very, very upset. The large
Why?
light source flickers once more, and some of the undead seem to stiffen a bit from this. Not a moment later, the light source intensifies very briefly. You don't feel anything change, except for the fact that suddenly all the undead explode in a sense. You know, like their heads split in middle, their bones grow these veins and shatter,
But
and these lumps of spectral energy are sucked out of them and begin to hover towards the gauntlet in the distance. However, it's also turned off, so the bodies seem to have stopped moving. Congratulations. It seems to be
Oh,
quiet
those
again.
blobs. I'd like to just try and shoot them with a bow. See if they're corporeal.
They're definitely not corporeal.
Ugh.
After you fire a bunch of arrows at them and nothing seems to happen.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sure I've hit some of them. I guess it just does nothing.
Behind you is the sound of cheering. The town guard is under the impression that you seem to have stopped
So,
the sunlight.
does this happen a lot around here?
Well, if you ask the town guard, they'll tell you that this is like the first time this has ever happened.
Okay.
This is new.
It might get worse before it gets better, so get used to it.
As the old
Nice
saying
throw, by
goes.
the way, there. Pat, pat.
Anyway, to give you guys your experience points, which you well deserve after a fight like that. Ooh, it's 240. What a big number.
That should put us
Wow.
above.
Yes.
So how much?
240.
240.
So you level up and have 70 left, I think.
Yes, exactly. 1007.
Sweet.
Scalathrax. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
They sometimes make custom monsters
I'm
for things like this,
54.
so. And they rarely ever reuse those custom monsters too.
That's a shame.
I mean, sometimes they do it. Like I think with Rise of the Rune Lords and the sequel APs, they definitely reuse some of the rune slaves. I think, but otherwise, you know, it's just to spice things up a little bit. Give it some personal charm, a little bit of that, that zesty
True.
boy.
True enough. Is there any movement in the cemetery?
No, not if the big flashlight has gone out and every single one of the undead has been cracked open like a clam to suck out their soul juice. It's quiet. Only the
Gotcha.
living are moving right now, unless you have made
Fair
an
enough.
undead when I wasn't looking.
I haven't yet. I'm going to ask the guards if they need help cleaning this shit up.
So,
Fantastic, Mr. Fox. Any idea why this might be happening?
So, I guess what our tiefling friend said was, I guess that's what the gauntlet does.
So Winnie kind of steps in and decides to give you an earful, despite the fact that there's the guard yelling that you're fantastic. Winnie politely reminds you that you were technically hired to inspect the Gauntlet's tower and the light that was in it. And you went underground instead. So, this might have been preventable.
Because the light was, excuse me, the lighthouse was locked. We thought the key was downstairs.
That's a quitter's attitude.
Well, nobody died.
Well, I mean,
Aside from all those undead who re-died.
those technically don't die. They just get, who knows what you want to call it. But you definitely killed this large thing. That definitely died in the traditional sense. As for what just happened, Mr. Chiharu, you most definitely know that is some powerful ass necromancy.
But so the gauntlet probably just resurrects the dead. That's what that light does.
Something in that direction, probably. That is what you have observed it doing. Also, has quite the range.
Yeah, that's like a 20-minute walk. But it is visible from here. The tower, I mean, the lighthouse. itself.
Yes, in the distance you can still see the light sort of flickering on and off, but eventually it'll just go
Gotcha.
and farts. Luckily, you're too far away to
Disgusting.
smell or
We
hear
should
fart.
probably go and smash that up.
Considering the fact that that tower has survived years of ruin and decay, you're gonna need a big hammer.
Yes.
But maybe you should concern yourself about that in the morning, because at this point, I'm honestly surprised you guys have any strength left to stand on your feeties.
I don't.
It's really true. This is like the 6th encounter in one day. That actually suits the 5th edition encounter guidelines, which I've never, ever had happen.
Congratulations, you've met 5th edition's expectations, which are not Pathfinder 2nd edition's.
By playing Pathfinder, that's amazing.
Luckily,
Even 5e can't meet its own standards.
unless you wish to do something specific, nothing else too exciting is going to happen in the evening. Even the guards would like to get a nap before they start doing questionnaires. So, you'll have your time to get a little sleepy sleep.
I actually fall asleep on top of Inger's head as we walk back to the inn.
Are you here? Blink twice. Great. I gotta go to the bathroom. Quite badly,
Sure.
actually. So we'll call a quick break. Time out. Time out.
Yay.
There I am.
Oh,
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, friend?
I'm alright. Busy day though. Alright, well, unless you want to do anything in the night or evening, we'll flash forward to the morning.
well, if the shops are still open, I'd like to swing by the shop and sell off,
shops
at the
are
very
not-
least, the trinkets.
You'll have to take care of that in the morning. But like I said,
Sure,
if we
works
fast
for
forward
me.
to the morning, there's got to be something first.
Right, so
There we go.
are we leveling up now or?
Yeah, you can level up now if you want to.
Nice. Okay.
At the very least, increase your level. Automatically applies all those bonuses right out of the gate. So who here provides lodging? The Farmers Guild, maybe? Ooh.
I can't. My internet is so
Provide for you lot.
slow that I can't actually add my new feeds.
Well, once you wake up, you are politely given by the person of the inn you're staying at, which can either be the Rowdy Rockfish or the Crook's Nook. The Crook's Nook being the underworld version of where you want to stay, and if you prefer something with a bit more class, the Rowdy Rockfish is for you.
Crooks Nook.
It doesn't really matter too much, since you're only there for a brief moment. It's where you sleep, and sleeping is kind of boring in terms of role-playing conditions, unless you've got a night hag on your tail. As mentioned, when you wake up, you are greeted by the innkeeper, who will provide you with something interesting, namely a pouch containing no less than 50 gold pieces. And an apparent... It's relatively plain. It's like this is for saving the boys. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge included.
Works for us.
And with that, you can do your little shopping thing, your level up thing, whatever you want to do before you go back out again. Liquidate your assets, convert them into usables.
Good. I lost the notes, I think.
You do know that when you leave...
I want to take that rapier and I want to get that rune transferred to my own rapier.
Bada boom, bada bing, taken care of. Abracadabra. It's now a normal, plain-ass rapier. And yours is more magical. As you go around town,
Cool.
things don't go quite as you expect it to. Apparently, word of what you did went around pretty dang fast, considering that you are offered free, delicious loaves of bread. Some people are even like, ooh, need a fresh oil on your weapon daddy. And others who want to hear a bit more about what happened, because all they heard about or saw was the undead collapsing off the cliff. Like, was that you? Did you have the strength to push them all off? Ooh. Point is, it's all very busy. And it takes a while before Rin can find you. Although, to be fair, the reason it takes a while to find you is because you're behind a horde of fans.
That's fair enough. I assume I'm actually lodging either nearby or in the house.
Handsome. Well, Rin would like to know what the fuck was up. If you don't mind.
We'll bring them up to speed on exactly what happened.
She seems quite concerned by these developments, that apparently the Gauntlet is active.
Yes, it doesn't seem to be.
Because she has read the stars themselves. And the stars claim that if the Gauntlet ever comes to life, then undead will take over all of the Starstone Isles. It's
That
bad
does make
beans.
sense. Hell, I believe, considering my character's backstory for this, because I picked one of the backstories from the module,
Ooh.
assume we might have read that story together in the stars. With Rin.
Most definitely.
Fantastic.
It's all...
Like, look, it's the only chick in this town who actually is into stars. Holy shit.
Stars.
Do you know
am I right?
how rare that is?
Yeah, I'm sure you guys spend a lot of time stargazing together.
Yes.
Fucking hilarious. And delightful. In order to help you on your way, she is willing to offer you some minor goods and services to keep you on your feet, since apparently the situation and circumstances are more dire than she thought, and she would rather not end up drowning in undead, if that's okay with you. Are you on board with this?
I am on board with this.
Delightful. And she'll take a little look around, and she's like, "Come back later in the day. I'll see if I can find some things that I haven't sold in a while that might be useful anyway." Wonk. Well, as mentioned, if you want to sell your things, liquidate your assets, get rid of what you don't want, hold on to what you do want, go nuts.
Yes,
You're in town.
Yes.
Now's the time to strike while the iron is hot.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Amber Tooth is actually badass, but I think we might sell it because it's just a trinket.
It's a treasure item. Don't forget, those sell for full price.
What is? Yeah, I fried that out myself. Still got the blood on it. Wait, what do you mean it's
Can we get
badass?
somebody to
Like,
identify our
does
things?
it work? Does it do something?
Yeah, it's just a treasure.
Yes, it was part of the skeleton, so I didn't have to pry it out, nor does it contain any blood. It just kind of fell out when it fell over. Undead be like that.
Nah,
Yo.
man. I grabbed it, I hauled it out, I wrapped my whip around it. It's strange.
How do I regain the charge on my wand?
That's an excellent question that I don't have a good answer to.
Oh, there we go. I just had to edit the actual item. Nice.
That feels like a very funky way to do that. I presume there's a button somewhere that takes care of it.
Probably.
Sorry, how do I add new feats? When I click the plus button on the class feat, it brings up the list of feats. I find the one I want, and then
You click the import button.
How-
You click and drag it onto your character.
add it to my sheet.
Well, it brings up the compendium, which contains all the feats. Then you look up the feat that you want, and then you click and drag it into the slot from the compendium onto your sheet.
Ah, there it is. I got it. Okay.
Don't forget,
all right.
you all can get your
The
archetypes.
dragging part was
Yes,
Yes.
I know.
threw me off.
Everyone trips on
I
that.
got
Don't
it.
worry.
I got it.
What? Are there any limitations on our archetypes?
As
That we
long
should
as you
keep in mind?
qualify for the archetype, you can take it.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I can't seem to find a compendium for archetypes.
You can find a compendium of archetype feats.
Listen,
but-
Argus, you can literally go to feat types and go archetype feats. Or you can go to the Archive of Nethys and just look up archetypes.
No, I know that. I'm talking about the foundry itself.
The compendium browser specifically has a feats tab.
Found it.
You huge mungus dummy that you
Yes.
sometimes can be. You've worked with this for a while now.
I know. I'm having trouble dealing with this stuff under pressure.
I expect more from the man who has yelled at me multiple times for being dumb at Warframe.
Safi, that's something I'm actually proficient in. This is something you're proficient in. Anyway, I'm taking Stunning Fist.
Gotcha. That's a nice class feat.
Yeah, smart.
Anyway, Mrs. Lady is willing to offer you a couple of bottles of holy water, 4 of them in fact, to help you on your way. Since apparently it sounds
Really?
like there's lots of undead over there. And
They keep showing up.
additionally, since apparently lots of people like moving towards you, she has something for that too, in fact. She offers you 2 antler arrows and 2 vine arrows, which will help keep
Ooh.
enemies away from you.
Could you put them in?
They're in the loot bag, good sir. That's what I'm doing right now.
Thank you. Alright, one more question.
What is it? Shoot me.
During previous session, you suggested that I should take Ritualist or something of the sort because it seems to be like within my interests. But is it still the case?
That's if you want to use rituals. Like if you want to make undead, it's the way
I
to go.
wish to fight fire with fire.
Well, then you should definitely take ritualist and get yourself that undead making ritual.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to take that.
You decide to dive into the art of necromancy.
Yup.
I don't think you can make one quite yet. You have to have one more level before you can do that. But hey,
That is absolutely fine. I'm just starting out. Maybe I picked up a brochure or a book.
I imagine that Rin probably has like all kinds of weird knickknacks that you can use as a foundation. Considering that they buy all kinds of garbage. Although, actually, to be a ritualist, you need to have a 4th level. So, like, you can't take it right now.
Ah, in that case, can I save it, or do I have to take something else?
I'll allow you to save it. So you can already take it. Sure, why not? I don't see a reason why you shouldn't.
Fair
I think
enough.
the reason is that none of the 1st level packs are something any player can use, but...
It's weird.
Well, in a bit, you can... In just a few more levels, you can, I guess, make marriage happen and make undead. The 2 most commonly used skills for priest.
Yes.
I hereby pronounce you skeleton and wife. You may kiss the bones.
You'd be surprised how many people want to smooth skeletons.
Well, they are shiny boys.
Correct. Well,
They got a winning smile.
correct. Now, there is one thing that I'm looking at right now, which is...
Man, skill feats are garbage.
Yeah, they are. I'm
Which
very
are-
tempted to making it the default house rule that there are no skill feats. You can just do all of them. Who cares? Because honestly, I don't think I've ever had anyone go,
So
man,
many-
skill feats.
Things are like.
The best one is battle medicine, but that's about it.
Again, that's why I'm like, I'm tempted
Yeah.
to just go. Everyone can use all of them. Just go nuts because you want everyone want to do that. Just skip that part.
I mean, sure.
We absolutely could, yes.
I still don't get why they didn't make skill feats
I
more
mean,
exciting.
Cat's Fall's okay, depending on the campaign. If I fall a long time. Yeah, you'd think it'd be.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, other feats are pretty cool, but yeah, being able to do more interesting things.
I'm still looking those up.
But doesn't matter. Let's just
I mean, well, I mean, fair enough, but some of this stuff doesn't quite make sense. I mean, it makes sense for me that I can do a long and high jump with no running up, and then jump further than usual. Um, but it might not make sense for something like a fighter in heavy armor to do the same. But we'll see how that
Inger.
goes.
Well, I very
Yes.
much appreciate you're just going for that feat. First off, that feat is 4th level, which you can't take, and secondly, it has the
Oh, sorry.
prerequisite that you have the Bastion dedication. Like with archetypes, you usually start with the dedication, and then you can start taking the other ones.
Okie dokie, yes, please.
Also, this technically, yeah, you gain reactive shield as a freebie, so you now have another class thing you can go with, however you like.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll fill in the bits. So you can take another fighter feat, I guess, since you know.
Sure thing.
There
So
we go.
the architect one is Bastion Dedication.
Yes, and that gives you reactive shield feat, which you already have from your class, so you can take another fighter class feat instead.
Okay. I will do those. Currently, I have opened the skill feats. Do I qualify for any Healy boys?
If you have medicine, you probably qualify for a lot of Healy boys.
Mortal healing, something. Let's see. Am I trained in this?
Golly, which one would make sense for you actually?
Yeah. Look, she both. Yeah. Fuck it. Not trained.
Ooh, sudden charge wouldn't be a bad one. Let you move a bit more, strike a bit more.
Sure. Let's go with that one.
Sudden charge. That you move twice and then hit something. Basically, it gives you a free stride action, or a strike action, depending on how you want to look at it.
Like, literally, why not? It's
I mean,
always nice to be able to bonk people more.
It's always
than you
nice
normally-
to run into people and hit them on the head.
Yeah.
Clonk. Now, not to be too sassy here, but I'm
Yes.
sure that Winnie would in character do this, but this reminds you, it might be useful to have all kinds of damage types on you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, because you already ran into some skelebones.
Correct.
This is indeed true.
And hey, you know, since you fought an enemy that was extremely flammable, maybe there's more of them. Maybe buy some alchemical fire bombs.
What about, is oil a thing? Can I just like lantern
So
oil
if
that
I
I
were
can splash on people and light on fire? Does that
I
exist?
mean, you might as well just buy Alchemist's Fire because it already causes persistent fire damage. It already sets them on fire.
true, but also
Yeah.
there's a skill that is alchemical crafting, and all it needs is trained in crafting. I think I have that. If I were to acquire alchemical crafting, would I be able to just manufacture fire on the go?
Here we go. Alchemical crafting. That's what alchemists get. Alchemists get the special thing where they can just make this shit up on the fly. You can just
Ah,
spend time to make items. Still cost you money and everything. The alchemist gets the freebies.
uh-huh,
So
got you.
if you're feeling like a cheeky little baby, I think the alchemist
Mhm.
archetype lets you do that.
Hmm.
Do you get that stuff?
Cannot get away from Eevee. Cannot get away from a bruiser who makes potions.
Well, I mean, damage type flexibility is up to you. You can be just fine just having the physical types and figuring it out later.
So, sorry,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna research
what's
some
the
more on
rune that was on the
skills
rapier
and
that I
then buy
transferred to
fire.
my rapier?
A +1 potency. So if you want to change this, you go into your sheet, you go to details for the weapon. So you click the checkbox, and then you can just set the potency rune to +1. There you go. And don't forget to change the name so that you remember that it's a +1
Taffy,
rapier.
So,
What am I doing?
Yes, Argoose.
Taffy.
Yes,
Yeah,
Argoose.
I have a question. First and foremost, if nobody needs any of these weapons, I would like to liquefy them as well. Is that okay? Do they sell at half the price?
Weapons sell at half price. It's treasure that tends to sell for full price.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. That dagger goes away. Get 1 silver piece. The trident goes away. We get 5 silver.
Also, your nice lady friend has given you 4 minor healing potions since you looked a little banged up at the end of all that. There you go.
Thank you.
We were. Don't worry.
Getting 5 copper for that. Rapier goes away. We got
Also, there's
1
this
gold
strong
piece.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge that strongly implies that she's like, hey, if you find some cool
Yeah.
treasure, consider me to be your first point of sale. Ooh.
Well, that's why I brought all those trinkets too, but considering they're non-magical, and I can't generally tell. Yeah. Now, quick question though. That projectile launcher, we found the second one. Is it possible to offload the second one to the
so,
local blacksmith or
so
weapons
have
manufacturer?
you sold all our stuff yet?
I've only sold the weapons that nobody wanted, and I've sold the treasure. Everything else is still in there. You can still take it if you need it.
So, Argus, the projectile launcher has
Yes.
no real value because it's this weird thing that most people won't know what to do with.
All right. Well, in that case, I wanted to see if, in case hours break, can the guy take a look at that and like disassemble, reassemble it, fix it on their own?
I mean, the blacksmith can probably fix it and by virtue of knowing how to pick the parts and reassemble them.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Well, in that case, we can just give it to them as like a gift, or I don't know, put it on the wall.
Who is the blacksmith in town? Who is going to go? What? Okay, cool. I guess that's a gift.
I mean, look, it's a baba gun, literally.
Let's see who here in town sells stuff. Thank you, thank you. We have. Oh no, that's the Dawnflower. Oh, that's neat. The local library / church actually sells favored weapons of the most prominent religions. That's hilarious. Rapiers, longbows, tridents, and scimitars. There is the Otari market where you can find simple weapons, so that doesn't really work out for the most part. There is the Otari garrison. If you happen to be on good terms with them, they have stuff for you. Ooh, talismans and runes. There's blades for glades, run by a grumpy guy. Grumpy, 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 grumpy. And yeah, he seems to be the only real, like, actual shop, so. This extremely grumpy guy's like, I guess that's a gift.
Oh, I kind of want to get spend the rest of my gold on a heavy crossbow.
Listen, man, fucking go for it.
Yes.
Hell,
Give me.
ask your friends for a +1 version. Ooh.
Does anyone want that studded leather armor and those thieves' tools?
Mm, I
I,
mean,
I
Suppose I could take the
there are a
thieves'
lot.
tools, considering I have
Thievery?
trained in thievery. So I suppose I could try and take those. That would be
They are
lovely.
handy.
wait, we have. Oh wow, we have a lot of gold. Okay.
Actually, we have 3 sets of those.
For
So
35, you can buy a +1 version of a weapon.
yes,
Or
that's
just,
what I was trying
or
to
just
get
get
to.
a +1
Two,
rune applied to a weapon you own.
I'd like to get the hand wraps of Mighty Blows.
Donuts, kid.
Sadly, just like one last feat check. I took Titan Wrestler.
So are
for
we splitting the gold evenly among the 4 of us?
Depends on how you want to handle it. So let's decide for the rest of the campaign. The money that we're taking, excuse me, the money that we got for selling the trinkets and whatnot, it's all in the pile, plus the 50 gold pieces that we got as a prize. Do we split this, or do we just keep it in the pile and then we, wink wink nudge nudge, gentleman's agreement, take from that pile when we buy stuff?
with the pile.
I mean, you're
Like,
all
less
friends. You can probably keep it in that pile. I don't mind too much.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. I'm just asking how would the players handle it, like our
Yes.
character.
In pile.
Pile.
Then I've got 2 things to say. First, we're going to get to you in a moment, Inger. I didn't forget. The second thing that I think is worth mentioning is that since you went through so many fights that
That's
day,
fine.
how about you guys
Yes.
take an extra 30 experience points and a hero point?
Aww.
I should give them out more often, and you did so much fighting, you really went for it. Here you go. You feel good about yourself, you know? The kind of confidence you get for doing a couple more push-ups than you normally do. Inger, what were you asking about feat checks?
Yes. I had that empty slot in skill feats, and I think I qualify for Titan Wrestler.
You do.
Okay, then that's it. That
It looks
that
all
was
good
the
to me.
check. Okay, thank you, bud. Time to grapple and aggressively hug people and things larger than dwarves.
Da 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 da.
Hmm.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Or something like that.
The only other thing I would like to do is visit an armor smith to maybe upgrade my armor and like buy some arrows. Like that's it for me.
If you want to upgrade your armor to what?
To something that's
Actually, let's take a look. See,
affordable, beneficial.
you're currently wearing hide. Let's see what you can wear in the higher categories.
Yeah.
You're a fighter, so you can go all the way to heavy. If you want to spend the money for 30 gold pieces, you can buy full plate. Although, actually, with your deck
Sure.
score, you might want to go for just a splint or a half plate. Both get the job done for you, actually.
Hmm. Any noticeable difference in how they operate?
So, how to explain this properly? I mean, I guess you might as. It's really what you want. The big benefit of plate is that you got bulwark. It weighs a bit more. It costs a bit more. But it's meant for people who don't have any dex modifier at all. Yours is so good that it's like you don't even get the bulwark benefit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well go for the lighter armor. That's,
Yeah.
less impeding.
Somebody dropped out.
Oh,
Staccato did.
So if you want to
Yep.
buy. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Your options thus are splint mail or half plate. It's really a flavor thing. What is splint mail like? It is flexible interlocking metal plates. Ooh.
Oh.
I
And
messaged them just in case.
and half plate is upper body and full plate with lighter, sparser steel protection for the arms and legs.
I think their internet might have given out.
Ouch.
Hello,
Everyone is
welcome
here.
Back.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Power went out in the place where they're staying.
Wah, wah.
Hey guys, I'm back. Thanks for pinging me. I'm back.
That's fine. You're welcome.
Cool. I'm gonna just buy like a stick, just so I can smack something if I need to.
It never hurts to have a smacking stick.
Correct. Now, for the sake of reference, I've grabbed the wolf fang. It needs to be affixed to the armor. I'm not entirely sure if I can actually like physically attach it to it.
No, there's no
In the sheet.
mechanical implementation for that. It's just implied.
Fair enough. In that case, I'll just leave it in my equipment.
Wolf fang.
Yes. It just automatically does that. Well, not automatically. I assume I have to choose it, but it does physical damage if I trip somebody successfully. And I
Never-
slam them in the ground.
Considering that an extra 3 damage would have killed that guy before Inger had to risk it. Like I said, man, never underestimate a few extra points of damage.
Yes.
It's even the button, which I think all that does is just removes the item.
Correct.
How do I move you dweebs back surface side? Where are your
We
tokens?
are surface side.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, Winnie's glad that you managed to survive your first adventuring day. Aren't you a bunch of good chaps?
You've also survived your supposedly first adventuring day.
That was a heck of a day.
But you're stronger now, tougher. You could take it.
Correct. Why do we have 2 instances of gold pieces? Hold on, let me pull that one off.
It just does that sometimes because of how it handles it internally.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I've accounted for it.
Handsome.
Okay, so now this thing is supposed to be +1. And that's strike damage, not bonus damage. Ah, there you go. Potency rune. +1. There we go. Yep. You know what? I'll just rename it so it's a pun. I think it's going to be amusing. There we go.
Well, whenever you're ready, we can do a little bit more and then call it a day.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Zoinks!
Let's do it.
Heck yeah.
Your walk back is as uneventful as they get. Yawn. I think oh well, I don't know how that happened, but apparently the entire Fog of War map has shifted slightly. Whoops.
That's fine.
That's hilarious.
It is.
The ruins look abandoned. You can tell that someone went by here a while ago. Might have been those Mythflits that came back to pick up some stuff they left behind. But there's a distinct
Makes
disturbance around the place. Things shifted over. But it's still quiet. Nice and quiet. Shh.
Okay. Well, I would like to tempt fate again. Climb up to the tower and try to open the door with my new thieves' tools. Try my luck in there.
Again, because you guys are might have forgotten or might have made it.
Yes.
That you did find some keys, didn't you? In one of the rooms.
We might have actually.
Yes, a room, keys to room A25 and C27.
Did you know that A25 is the one at the top of that?
Nice.
Oh,
Did
in
not.
that case, let's just go and open it.
I thought we tried our keys in that door.
I didn't think you had the keys before you went there.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't
have.
believe we had them. This is one of the first things that we did, and then we found the keys. I think.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's try that.
Well, you can use the
In any
staircase now.
case, has anything changed in the room? The blood and such.
It's still there. That's all you
Well,
get.
what I'm saying is it like has it decayed in accordance
No,
with spending 1 day?
not
in
at all.
Exposed to limits. Gross. We did get attacked there last time, didn't we?
Yeah, because your friend tried to exercise it, and it seemed to have only agitated it.
Ugh, disgusting.
We
in
want
that
to try
case,
it again. But
Argus is now in the lighthouse.
yes,
What
I've
a
opened the
champ.
trapdoor and I'm poking my head in.
Argus, you are inside the Gauntlet Cupola. Rows of black
Yes.
metal bars encase the circular chamber like a cage. Shimmering waves of force flicker between the bars and gives the illusion that softly glowing glass encases the entire area. The floor
Mhm.
to the north has an iron trapdoor. I guess it's slightly turned or something. Otherwise, the room appears empty save for a human-sized encasement of glass and iron that flickers and glows with an unsettling, almost nauseating pale blue glimmer. It's the lantern of this place.
Wait, hold on. You said to the north is the trapdoor.
Yeah. Give me like 5 fucking seconds to make sure that this map hasn't been rotated all this time.
Yeah, because there's only one trapdoor and it's.
Yeah, I think it's just rotated or something funky.
Okay, fair enough. I'll just kind of snap my neck to the side. Why not?
The trapdoor is where it is.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I'll wait for everybody to be in here. If we die together, after all. And then I'm going to try and investigate the, I assume the apparatus in the middle. Unscrew the light bulb, or at the very least smash it to pieces, something of the sort.
Well, I like your go-get-em attitude. There seems to be no light bulb inside.
At all.
No. It's just
What
this
is there, then?
empty glass encasement that's filled with swirling blue light. Here we go. As an artifact, the gauntlet cannot be damaged by normal means. Its walls are impenetrable, impervious to any attempt to breach them. Zoinks.
Shit. Well, in that case, I'm going to use my secret weapon.
What is it? A polite question?
I'm going to simply put a cloak over it.
I can't believe you defeated this artifact with such a keen strike.
No, but seriously, like, if it's a light that I can't, like, break, in that case, fine, I'll just put, like, cloth over it. As a temporary solution, at the very least. Also, I could see somebody just flying to the side because I saw, like, the shadows change.
I would like to point out that
Yes?
despite the fact that Pathfinder is the kind of system where they would definitely have written this down, I don't think they have any, like, pre-written explanation for what happens if you throw just carpet over it.
Carpet over it, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Can't even see them.
Like,
I
come
mean-
on. Someone was gonna do this, man. You should have thought of it.
Well, I guess they couldn't anticipate my extreme genius.
However,
Yes.
while you definitely cover up the light source and the room becomes slightly dimmer as a result of this,
Yes?
considering that it is able to shine through solid glass, there is... who knows how effective it's really going to be when this thing turns on. You have to wait until it turns on again and take a close look.
I don't want to be close to it when it turns on.
Additionally, once you've thrown the cloak over it, you feel this
Yes.
roiling anger coming from within, as if the light itself is very, very cross at you.
Well, it should be. I just kicked its servant's ass.
Oh, you smarmy little boy.
I am. Look, I didn't spend years being a street urchin to not be sassy. Speaking of sass, hold on, I have an image for it. There. This is Argus's reaction towards feeling the waves of hatred. It's in time to shine.
Delightful.
Nice.
Exactly.
The right emotion. Well, that seems to be all you can really do.
Yeah.
You can feel this residual aura of
Mhm.
necromantic energy, of like stuff that pulls at the soul and tugs at reality.
So I finally made my way upstairs because I managed to get the app to work again. And so when I come up and I see this like huge, bright, shining light, I don't know, man, something just, my wings start buzzing, start flying around. I start getting a little unfocused. I really want to, I fly towards the light,
Oh no,
kind
he's a
of
moth.
bounce my head off the glass.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
fly
Jesus.
again.
Well, good thing.
I gotta get in there. I start scrabbling at the
Good.
glass. I'm like, oh shit, I got trying to get the cloak off of there.
Well, I got some good news for
I
you.
gotta get in there. I gotta get to the glass.
I got some good news for you.
Guys.
The light wants to help you get in there.
Oh my. What?
A wispy hand moves through the
Excellent,
glass
excellent. This is good.
and tries to grip
Oh
you.
my god. Oh, hold on. Can I pull him out of there?
How about we get to fighting words?
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let's get to fighting words. Nice.
Can I set initiative somehow? Because I'm curious how to make this work. Nope. That.
Rolling.
Well, you're either somewhere up the stairs or all the way down there. That's up to you where you are while this is happening. Oh, I forgot to add you to initiative. Hold on, give me a moment. Give me a moment. On that note, I'm going to assume that you guys got some medical attention, so please refill all of your stamina and hit points.
Yes. Oh, yeah, stamina's not full. Hold.
Especially
Hello.
now that I've got lay of hands.
And
By
please
the by.
do not forget to restore your resolve points as well.
Yes. Quick question, though.
Yes.
How many of those stamina hit points do I get at level 2?
It automatically updates your SP and HP totals. Your resolve points is at most, as in at the start of every day, equal to your key ability modifier. So for Inger, it's strength, which is 18, thus it's 4. Yours would probably be
Gotcha.
3,
Ah, there we go.
etc.
There we
Since it's
go. That works.
strength or dexterity, etc. You get the point.
Mhm.
Anyway, Mr. Whispy Hand puts his whispy hand out. Gripper grappy. Anything else that he would like to do? Oh, I appreciate that this thing has
Yo,
something
hands
called...
off.
I appreciate that this thing is... Oh, man, look at this. As a thick foam roils outwards around him. And tries to sip him. Sip him with like a sip
Holy
straw.
shit. That would hit, I assume.
It mostly is this lacerating storm that coils around him. And then he gets to make me that fortitude check.
Holy crap. Wait, where's the fortitude check?
I make the fortitude check?
Yes, because you are surrounded by a red mist that slices at your skin and sucks out the blood. Bleed.
I'm good. That is my worst roll.
Dang it.
Well, you know, if you think, ooh, oh man, I love that it actually specifies. Takes on an intense red. Ah, you
I
succeeded.
think it rolled. I don't know. My lag is so bad. I can't even tell what the hell's going on.
You rolled a 21.
So
You used a
yes.
hero point for this.
Well, 21 is a success, so that does nothing.
It doesn't
He still
do
takes
damage?
he still takes the slashing though. No, the fortitude save is just to avoid your blood getting sucked out.
That's a shame. Now, quick question.
What is it?
Is it corporeal?
I think it's mist.
Well,
So
it's mist. But it could be corporeal and incorporeal.
so how about you try and beat it up and see what happens?
Alright, fair enough. Well, I do have a +1 weapon, so hopefully this will count for something. In which case, since I'm right here, I'm going to try and punch it away from my boss. So, that's the first.
That's a hit.
Does that hit?
That's a hit.
Right? That's a damage. Does it actually look like it
You
takes
hit it,
damage?
but it's this thick, foamy form, and you feel like any physical damage you try to do to it, it can kind of shrug off to an extent.
So I suppose it doesn't count as magical then. In that case, well, fair enough.
To be fair,
Here's the second one.
this thing does live in a fucking lantern, so...
I mean, yeah.
Alright. Don't forget, by the way, and that your Flurry of Blows combines both attacks for the purposes of resistances.
Yeah.
That unfortunately misses. Its armor class is 18.
Fair enough. But there is this particular thing. Click.
You did not hit him twice with the strikes of your fists.
With 2 strikes. All right, fair enough. Makes sense.
One thing I will tell you, it is not immune to being grabbed or anything. It's this thick foam. It probably will escape with ease, but it is solid enough that you can manipulate it.
Fair enough. And I will try to pull Staccato out of it. So that it wastes more
Staccato
actions
is
trying
willing,
to
and it's
engulf
not
him.
grabbing on, so you can put him wherever you like.
Yes, I'll just pull him right next to me.
Excuse me. You did not ask me whether I was willing or not. I am trying to get into the goddamn light.
Chiharu,
Makes sense. Fair enough.
Since you have both occultism and religion, I can tell you that this thing is not an undead. It's probably an aberration, actually.
The mist?
Yeah.
Violence.
Luckily, it is
Nice.
definitely evil.
All right.
And
Well,
you hit
in that case, since he's not willing, do I need to roll, or would he just tell
If
me not
Mr.
to do
Staccato is not willing, then you definitely have to make an athletics check, yes.
it? Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, there. Wow, that's very ineffectual.
Luckily, your alignment damage is not affected by its resistance. The goodness sears at its unholy form.
Oh, and I forgot to target it.
Inger,
Crap.
get up those stairs and help them out, quick! If you want to help them. You
Oh,
can also sit
thank
down here and provide moral support.
Ugh. I've been trying to figure out where y'all went
So,
for
Up
a
the
hot
stairs.
up
minute.
over here is one of those stairs icons. So if you click your token and you click that, you'll teleport to the top, where they're all at.
Please.
Oh my god,
Please.
a
Fuck.
dwarf is having trouble understanding the concept of doors.
It's a
And
trapdoor.
the dwarf Wi-Fi is having trouble understanding the concept of showing where people went instead of just, disappearing them from the universe.
That
Hmm.
tends to happen with people. That's how stairs work, man. They're weird.
That's how elevators work too.
People go into this room and then they're gone when you look. There's
Yes.
one.
Where
There's
is
only
this
one exit
thing?
in the elevator. Where do they go?
Yes. Sometimes they get older. Sometimes they get younger.
So does this thing have a token or do we roll blindly?
There's definitely a dude here.
Yes,
There's
it's
something
right over here.
Yes.
Try refreshing the page.
Uh-huh. Will do. Again, for reference, this is what I'm working with. Freaking invisible people.
And Mr. Staccato is also slightly askew, it seems.
He's slightly askew.
Hey, what happened?
I guess that's what light sources do to them.
I think
man.
that's indicative of my
That's
mistake.
that's what Zero Lantern does to a man.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Gosh.
For sin today.
Well, on the bright side, if it does load through, you can still roll. We
With
can
a
play by wire.
With a single magical step, you can even flank this thing.
Yes. Because I've spent all my actions trying to save my buddy. Instead of stepping away.
You're a good man.
You know, I should just probably do this, just to add to emphasis. Here's some bright-ass cyan, baby.
Oh no. That's a little hurtful on the eyes, but fair enough.
What, you're in a room with a big, fat, bright, obnoxious
But
cyan
I put
light.
my cloak on it!
Oh yeah, you're right. In that case, I'll first off, I'm gonna make it as bright as I can.
Oh my gosh. What, you're trying to counter my
Yes.
bright light? I'm gonna make it as bright. Oh my god, this guy's just having the day of his life.
This is amazing.
Dude, I'm gonna buy him and like a cast of an ever-burning torch on perpetual flame, but on like something small. And I'm just gonna give it to him as a gift. Fuck it.
Yeah, it seems that Inger's internet has committed
Argos,
Sudoku.
do you have lamp?
You cannot handle my strongest lamps advantage.
Exactly, yes. Lamp maker, I need your strongest lamps. You can't handle my strongest lamps.
Light me up, motherfucker.
Barkeeper goes like, you had enough lamps for the evening. I ain't getting you fresh batteries.
Apparently, it just keeps kicking rain out.
What the hell? Well, that's just great.
What's up? What is great? Oh. Well,
Yeah.
you can tell us. Can you still hear us, though?
Ooh woo.
Okay,
Yes.
fair enough. I assume Safi can roll for you.
I can. I have the powers. I've
So
got the
just
wiggly
describe.
fingers.
So, do describe what you're gonna do. Like if you do a 5-foot step, you can flank this monster. Would you like to? Yes, please. All right,
Yes, to Steppy.
do the steppy.
Wait, how does flanking work for tiny people?
It's awkward,
It-
and we're playing it by ear.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to give
Yeah,
you like
not
+2 to
super
attack.
well.
Turns
Well,
out,
I mean, if they're we have a flying one, so if they're floating like roughly at a chest height level, it's probably fine.
that's actually a hit,
Yeah.
despite everything.
Holy crap! It
However,
is a hit.
the problem with this thing is that it's a bit bunker, and then do the
Oh,
best. Okay, cool. Well, if you want to go for a second splat, that's fine. If you want to put up your shield and play cautious, it's fair too. I'm also going to have to ask the question in a moment. Which one of you looks the bloodliest?
I look pale as shit, so probably not a whole lot
Because
of blood in me.
Because this fine gentleman actually has like blood vision.
Oh my gosh.
e-
Well, in that
exposed.
case, I have the most body
Yeah.
mass, so
Who here is the
Yeah.
bloodiest?
I am the
Probably-
largest, so I assume yes.
It's Mr. Staccatos then.
Inga or Darkus, I'm frail.
All right, I'm gonna jump up and I'm gonna kind of shaking out a little bit, and it's like I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, you're the light. You're the light. I need the light. I'm gonna get the light. I'm gonna need the light.
Holy shit!
That's a 22 to intimidate the lantern.
It's very spooked by this.
Is it actually?
Excellent.
Yes.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Since
That
when
is
do people want to get
fantastic.
their blood sucked out? Wah!
I fly right inside of it. Now, if I am in the middle of it and these two guys are both flanking, do I get flanking as well?
Go
He's
nuts,
flat-footed.
Yes.
Go
Cool.
nuts.
All right. All right.
Argus, you're going to need more blankets for that.
I know. I only have one.
24.
That definitely hits. You're one off of a critical, actually.
Cool.
Holy crap!
As a quick thing, by the way, this
All right, what
guy
happened?
does not emit light. Just as a context, he does not emit light. That's a 3 damage, which means
Sorry.
nothing.
No, just ignore that. It didn't have my. It didn't do it right. Hold on a second. Let me roll that again.
It didn't do the modifiers, yeah.
Where's my freaking? It's supposed to be a finisher. It's not doing it right.
Well, then you got to click the buttons at the top. Maybe that's what went wrong or something.
I don't know. I'm just all right. So I got 3 in my first roll. I'm just gonna add the 2d6. Okay.
Show me the goods. Oh no. Oh no, it doesn't matter. This thing is immune to
7.
precision damage.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Okay.
It's
well, that makes
foam.
sense.
All right. Oh, there you go.
If only you had a
I mean-
wizard.
I mean, it makes sense for a sapient
Yeah.
fart. So.
Argus, since you're the biggest, bloodiest
4
boy
damage.
around.
Yes.
Uh,
I can hold my breath. Would that help?
The problem isn't that it's the problem, Argus, is that it's lashing you with its tendrils. Slippity slap.
Oh no, my scales. They do nothing. Actually, all those hit and miss.
Argus, he keeps lashing at you, so eager to drink you. Your staccato's like a little sippy cup. You're like a whole bed and breakfast.
Ah, gosh. All right.
It's true.
Well,
It's like you
if it
poke a
wants to
straw in
get
an apple.
decked, it is gonna get decked. Unfortunately, I don't have anything right now that would work. I do have a vial of holy water, but it's not undead. So I'll simply fish for crits. Let's see what I can do.
It's armor classes.
Here's the 1.
That's a
Here's
hit.
the 2.
That's a hit.
All right. Here's 2 instances of damage. 1
Combined
and 2.
together, creating 7.
Yes. Wait, why 7? It should be.
It combines the damage for resistance purposes.
Oh, it doesn't half it. It just. All right, fair enough. Well, since it tries to do this, I'm actually just gonna. No, I'll stay here and provide the thing. Once again, I suppose I'm gonna try to pull Mr. Staccato out of it because, I don't want him to die here. It's a 12 again, and it should be actually reduced a lot. Ooh, because
Chiharu.
of the
Hey there, little
that's the end of my
Chiharu.
stuff.
What do you do? I've got some tea and biscuits for you.
Really?
No,
Oh,
Can I use shield on someone else, or is it just me?
just you, unfortunately.
Darn. Oh well.
There are other spells for that, though.
Yeah, Lancet.
Abracadabra. That's a crit.
holy shit!
Max
Actually,
damage.
double damage, and that brings it to 0. You hero. That's 60 experience points for everyone, by the way, as the large fog dissipates from a sudden blast of holy goodness. Kapow!
Nice work, fantastic, Mr. Fox. Mrs. Fox, I don't know.
Your beam of goodness pierces straight through it and touches the gauntlet,
Wait,
and
what,
it just
what happens to the body? Does it explode?
the mist just dissipates into the air, becoming thinner and thinner as it spreads, but lacks
You-
the
you ever-
foamy cohesion from before.
You've ever played Left 4 Dead?
No, 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 no.
No, the light's still
I
there,
run
man.
all around just grabbing handfuls of mist and just sucking it in my mouth. No!
The mist tastes like iron.
Gross.
Oh, the light's still there? Okay.
The big fat light's still there.
Never
Yes.
mind.
I mean, it was going to retreat and probably throw the curtain off on its way back, but hey, look, there it is. Yeah. Well, we're at the end of the session, what we can do time-wise before the other people are going to start knocking on my door going, hey, what's up, bucko? And they look inside, and then it's one of those very bad political cartoons where they're wearing a shirt that says sickos.
Oh my god, that's hold on, I have it. I actually want that shirt.
Oh, man.
Seriously, I fucking want that shirt. Here we go.
One thing you do manage to cleanse from this whole situation, Mr. Cleric, is that you're gonna have to. You're not gonna break it up here. Let's put it like that. You're gonna have to find what's keeping it together. Artifacts do be like that, which is to say that it's one of those things that's so powerful you can sense its raw magical potential just by standing near it. And this thing feels like it goes down a way, like it's a big needle in the earth.
So, you did trick us. You said we could have fixed it.
No, that was just an assumption that someone made. That Winnie made.
Well, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Listen, Winnie's not. They don't fight artifacts on a daily basis. I mean, do you fight giant evil lighthouses on a daily basis?
No, it's usually windmills.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, that's it for today.